The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
The Jets will travel to Buffalo to take on the Bills tomorrow. We'll talk about that game with Fireman Ed, the future of the Jets, and why the heck the Jets aren't showing Fireman Ed on the jumbotron 2 home games in a row. That and more. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started.
But I'm just saying here, setting the record straight, this show is about positivity and having a good time and yucking it up. I love this show. I do this shit for free.
Yeah.
We bleed Jets green each and every day. This is not the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. Let's go. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. The Jets bandwagon is loaded. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. Before we get started, make sure you click the like button and you're subscribed to the channel if you haven't done so already. Just a few days left in December. So if you want your name added to the intro, if you want Discord access, if you want a couple bonus shows every month and a whole lot more, plus 20% off all items in the jakeasman.com merch store, join the Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jake Asman Show, and you can help support this channel going into 2025. Joining us right now in his weekly spot on the show is Jet Superfan and our good friend, the great Fireman Ed. Ed, I hope you had a great Christmas. Happy holidays, Happy New Year, and always appreciate you hopping on the show.
Happy holidays to you, Jake, and to all the listeners. I hope everybody is enjoying their holidays. So, despite what the season has done to us, family's family, right? So, I got my grandkids running around like lunatics right now, so you might hear them in the background. Anyway, that's where we're at.
Love that for you. So 2 games left. I mean, at this point, the season in my mind cannot end fast enough. I'm excited to just move forward and find out whatever they're going to do at general manager and head coach. But with 2 games to go, what are you looking at? What are you eyeing? Anything intrigue you down the stretch here, starting with this game tomorrow in Buffalo?
Well, I always want to see Aaron do well. I want to see them sign Aaron back. I mean, he's made it clear. He said it on McAfee show that he'd be willing to take a pay cut, and I don't know what more the guy could do. He's talking about taking pay cuts, and I think he'd like to come back here. I just hope that Woody Johnson doesn't have any bearing on this. Leave it to the football people that you're going to hire to decide if they want Aaron back or not. But I can tell you, if Aaron's released before we even sign a GM or a head coach, wouldn't you be in agreement that that would be all Woody that did that?
It feels like it, right? I mean, how could any decision on Aaron Rodgers' future be made before you have a new general manager and head coach?
Maybe Brick Johnson, like he said on the maybe it'll be. Yeah, I mean, I don't like to bring kids in, but I mean, it's a disaster. So, I just want to listen. He's a great bridge quarterback. I think that Aaron Rodgers is not only going to play next year, but he's going to light it up. And why not for the Jets? Why not get the actual Aaron Rodgers that we were expecting? I know he's a year older. The guy's in great shape, and he come off of another year of that Achilles, because obviously, man, that just affected him. I know he was tried to be Superman, and he wanted to come back. The year that he had it, and then this year, it takes a while. You see it. He's a special guy. He always, he's gonna always think he can. You see in the Enigma show that he had, the series. Did you watch that document series?
Yeah, I watched it last week.
Yeah, so he's always going against the grain, and thinks he can. That's that mindset of greats They feel like they're not the norm, and that's not what's going to happen. I'm going to prove it wrong. So I understand it, but ultimately, I think the Achilles really, unfortunately for us, Jet fans, we go, 4 plays in and the guy gets hurt, and it takes time. So I'd love to see him be able to listen. I still think we win a world championship with him. I just do. The guy's look at his numbers. Look at his numbers. Our field goal kicker shit the bed. Our defense folded their tent. That's a whole nother story. The defense. You start going man to man on that defense between Joe Douglas not signing some of the defensive linemen, the other guys that have come into the fold that have just folded. I mean, what a joke. Hassan Reddick, that's a joke. That guy, highway robbery, he should have a mask on because he robbed us. He robbed us. Hassan Reddick robbed us. Quinton Williams is not healthy. Just not. He's not healthy.
He also has no help next to him, right? I mean, in the past you had
Kinlaw's a disaster. Solomon Thomas is he's an okay player. Losing Jermaine Johnson, huge, right? I mean, but there's a lot of guys. Quincy hasn't played up to what he's been in the past. Sauce, DJ's been banged up. The safety position is, so there was a lot of different things.
They're poorly coached too. I mean,
they're so poorly coached.
They're the worst coach team in the league in my mind. I'm not sitting here telling you Robert Saleh was a great coach, but clearly he had a lot to do with the success of the defense. And you've seen Jeff Ulbrich take over, and they've been one of the worst defenses in the league since the 6th game of the season on.
I'm just amazed that when Saleh went out, that team folded like they did. They folded, especially the defense. Folded. They were so intense on that man. See, that's what bothers me, all right? At the time when Saleh got fired, Jake, we're not privy to the locker room, okay? We don't really have the pulse of what's going on in that locker room, okay? That's why we're fans, all right? You can only whatever the hearsay is. You got to have a pulse of that locker room. If you're going to fire Saleh 5 games in, you got to have a game plan in place. Is what's going to be the effect of this? And this is typical of what's going on this whole season with Woody Johnson and with Joe Douglas and evidently, with all those articles that we heard from the Athletic, which, by the way, Woody still hasn't addressed. No one's addressed it. Am I right or wrong? Has anybody addressed those 3 articles that went on in the Athletic? We're still waiting patiently.
The only thing you have is the Jets spokesman response in the most recent article, but Woody himself has not come out and held a press conference or issued a statement or anything.
What spokesman? Who talked?
Could be a PR person, someone speaking on behalf of the Jets. They acknowledge the Mike White thing in the article saying that was true and Woody apologized.
That was fine. I seen that. That was all in the article.
That's what I'm saying. That's the only time. That's the only person on the record from the Jets that has, responded to the article. The claims in the article. But there's a lot more
accusations in that article as far as them cutting Joe Douglas's legs from underneath him in February before the season started. What are we fucking talking about here? We went into a season where Joe Douglas didn't really have any say. How is that possible? What are we doing? It's a freak show. I mean, it is. What are we doing? Like that. This is what I mean when I say, where can the trust be for the fan base when there's nothing being addressed at all of these articles that they stand by? Mike Silva, Zach Rosenblatt, Diana Rossini, they all been on the air. I've listened to them, and they all stand by everything they said. Everything they said. How is this possible that our organization cannot address this? And yet wants the fan base to pay for tickets the season tickets for the following year. Not for this year, for the following year. What are we doing? What are we doing? I'm asking, what are we doing? It's unbelievable. And I'm going to tell you something. Aaron Rodgers should be on this team next year. Okay? All of the answers that different people were talking about, oh, it's going to be $63 million. We're going to take a hit. He's addressed this and said that he would rework the contract, right? His preference is to stay with the Jets. This is his preference. What are you hearing? You're hearing little whispers like Samini saying, I don't think Woody Johnson wants Aaron Rodgers. All the more reason to be more pissed off as a fan base. If he doesn't want Aaron Rodgers, we are fucked. Excuse my language. Sorry, because that's how I feel. Like, what's the quarterback situation? What are we doing? We're going with Tyrod Taylor next year as the bridge? Well, what are we doing? Bringing in Justin Fields? What are we bringing Kirk Cousins in? You're going to tell me any of those guys are better than Aaron Rodgers? Are we serious? Like, what are we doing? How could you sell it the fan base on buying tickets next year, going to the games next year when you're going to do something like that? It's not like you're going to draft a quarterback because anybody is it's going to take time. We've already went down that road. You need to let the quarterback, a kid that you draft, let him sit and learn, right? We've already been down that road. And I wouldn't care if we were the first or second pick. You should still be sitting because that's the best method. You see it. You see it. How's C.J. Stroud doing right about now? He was the flavor of the month last year, right? Not so much. You need time this league is not for long. NFL, not for long. So we need Aaron Rodgers to come back.
Well, my thing is, Ed, you could sell me on moving on from Rodgers if that's what a new coach and new GM wants, if they have a legitimate plan. I don't want Woody Johnson being like, well, I don't want Rodgers here. And you bring up Rich Samini. I had him on the radio show I hosted yesterday on ESPN New York. And I think this comment here from Rich, I think is alarming.
I do not think Rodgers will be back. I just think Woody Johnson really doesn't want him back. And if Woody is smart, he will defer that decision to his two new hires. If the owner's not on board, it's going to be tough to bring him back. And I think there's a host.
If the owner's not on board, it's going to be tough to bring him back. And then before that, he goes, if Woody's smart, he'll defer to his football people. Right now, there's no Jet fan that has any confidence in this owner. Why would you when you've seen what's gone on here and they haven't made the playoffs since 2010? Like, if they hire, hypothetically speaking, Thomas Dimitroff and Mike Vrabel, and they go, look, for a year of Aaron, we'll have him be our guy. We'll take someone in the second round that sits, and we'll go from there. Like, that to me is a plan. But yes, the plan can't be, well, Woody doesn't want Aaron, so we're just going to get rid of him. Like, no, they believe Aaron Rodgers gives them the best chance. Then that should be the decision that's made. There should be no decision made from the owner on what to do with Rodgers. It should be made by the football people who need to be hired and allowed to do their job. That's my big thing. Like, this year's a nightmare. We can't change it. But going forward, you hope to God Woody learned his lesson about letting his football people operate the football team.
Listen, I agree. All I'm saying is, like what Rich Samini just said, if that's accurate, right? And he says it's a 10 to 20%. We can't have our owner making the decisions for football operations. What are we doing? We are a laughing stock. This is incredible. What I'm witnessing, I'm sitting here. I listen to Jet fans constantly. I talk to them on a daily basis. The fan base is disgusted. Fan base is so, I've never seen the fan base as down as they are. And we've had plenty of time. There's been plenty of years. This is as bad as I've seen it. There's no doubt about it. It's the worst I've ever seen it. The morale is at an all-time low. Okay? And what you have as a fan, you have to believe when you sit and you look and you go, who's going to come here? He's got to overpay. He's got to overpay them, which, I mean, the one thing Woody doesn't worry about money. I'll never give him a hard time, him and Chris, about money. They always go for money. All right. They also get, the season ticket holders to give the money before the following year. So that always helps.
With a 6% increase after this
season. That always helps, and here we are, we're still showing up, 14 years with no playoffs, going into 15 years now. I mean, a decade and a half of nothing. A decade and a half of nothing. I mean, this fan base is it's really sad. It is. It's really, really awful to witness what's gone on. And you feel like, do you really have do we have someone that's going to come in here and be able to straighten this thing out? And I question, because of what I read in The Athletic. And I go back to it because you have to address that. What are you doing? Those were so bad accusations that just a fair weather fan looks and goes, what? All that stuff that was in there? Come on, man. And we're diehards. Yeah, I'm not over that. I can't move on to the next thing. Like, that was very, very alarming. What are we doing? And when I said about Woody, was he going senile? All right, it was a state. You make that statement, but you worry about the well-being. Is that, like, I am question? Is everybody okay? Like, what are we doing? No, I'm serious. I'm not even being. Jake, I'm being very serious. Like, is there something we don't know? Like, it's out of character. 25 years, he never got involved. He's involved. I understand, maybe because of, the frustration. He's getting older. He's going to be 78. I remember what Leon Hess, and there's urgency. But, we're not getting any answers. We're not finding anything out. So I'm very frustrated.
I think it's clear he lost faith in his people. And that's why the mistake was not necessarily firing Robert Saleh or Joe Douglas. It was not doing it at the end of last year. If Saleh was only going to get 5 games, if there were reports of him being very involved in the decisions this past offseason happened. But also, I'll say this. A couple of things could be true from that article, Ed. Woody Johnson could be listed or labeled as a bad owner, just like James Dolan was until he finally got it right with his 2 hires running the Knicks. And that article also tries to make a lot of excuses for why Joe Douglas was 30-64 as a GM, why Robert Saleh was 20-36 before he was fired as a head coach. Consider where these sources are coming from. Douglas, Saleh, Rex Hogan, the highly respected Rex Hogan, of course, a.k.a. the biggest leak in that building from what I've been told. And you also have Mike LaFleur leaking a ton, too, conveniently right before the Rams are about to play the Jets, oh, by the way. So consider that, and a bunch of things being true. The Jets have to get these hires right. Otherwise, none of this matters. Like, the Lions are now the model example of how to turn your franchise around. They didn't change owners. The Texans are in the playoffs 2 years in a row. They haven't changed owners. No one's saying Cal McNair is a racist anymore. I lived in Houston for 6 years. That was the storyline when I'm doing afternoon drive down there. So the owner's not selling. So all you could hope for as a Jet fan is they get these 2 hires right. I like the interview of Dimitroff. I want them to hire Vrabel. If it's true, he'd take this job depending on the GM. What I would do is call up Mike Vrabel or his agent and find out what GMs he's comfortable with and go from there. Like that, That's the only way this gets better. You bring in real football people and you pray to God Woody lets them do their jobs. Otherwise, nothing's going to change.
Yes. Tell me one thing. Who's this fan base? What coaches are going to excite this fan base other than Vrabel, Gruden, or Rex, which I don't think's going to happen. But who else is who's going to thrill his fan base? Who's going to jump on board?
Brian Flores, I think would excite some people.
Okay, I don't agree, but
they got Ben Johnson. They got the top offensive-minded guy, maybe. Although I really, my thoughts on this job. I don't want anyone that's never been a head coach before.
I find it hard to believe that they're going to be able to bring a guy in here if they don't go get Gruden and I'm anxious to see if Gruden is even going to get a sniff from any team. That's going to be telling also. Because the NFL is a powerful organization, man. They may have blackballed that guy and he doesn't get back. Remember, Flores has a lawsuit against him and he's in the league.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
But Gruden can't get back in? I don't understand.
Well, it's hard to be a head coach 3 times. And look at Gruden's resume. Like, it's not like there was a ton of winning with Vegas out there. There were a couple 500 seasons, and the team was 3-2 when he resigned. So it's not like Andy Reid sitting out there and he's available. So
they won a world championship with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
He did, but they look at how many shotgun snaps they took that season. It's a completely different world in 2002 to what it is now.
Yeah. Well,
I like Gruden. You told me they interviewed him. I'm on board with that. My number one guy is Vrabel, and until someone else hires him, that should be the full court press for the Jets.
Yeah, it should be. Be telling to see if he goes to, if that Patriot job opens up, because now you're hearing the Patriot job may open up. We'll see.
Last Sunday, Ian Rappaport said it won't be, so we'll see.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't hear that. That's good. That's good to hear.
It would look pretty bad if Robert Kraft fires the Belichick replacement after just 1 year. I don't know if he wants that.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't see him going to the Raiders, even with Brady being, that's a whole nother joke. Like, how is Brady part of the, ownership and he's broadcasting on it?
Right.
I mean, it's just like, what are we doing here? And, it's pick and choose who can do what, Normally it would be an outrage. What the hell? How could you have an announcer and then he's owning part of the team? It's biased and what a joke. It's a joke. It really is. But whatever. I just hope he gets it right. I'm so down on the ownership right now because they haven't addressed anything. And it's very, like it's sad that you're in a position here where we don't know what the hell is going on.
No.
We literally don't know what's happening.
They had to get these hires right. That's what it comes down to. And even if it's not the sexiest name, like, Dan Campbell was mocked at his opening press conference. Like Nick Sirianni was mocked at his opening press conference. And he's been to a Super Bowl and is going to go to the playoffs every year he's been a head coach in Philadelphia. Like, to me, it doesn't necessarily need to be the sexiest hire. I value experience with this, but whoever they hire, like the reality is we truly don't know. We got to just hope that they finally get it right. Because that's really what it comes down to, Ed. You can't win unless you have the right head coach in place. Well, that's it.
We've been through enough of them. I fully understand. I'm going 51 years. I fully understand what's going on, and that what's really alarming is that you have an owner that's involved in the day-to-day activity. That's a first.
Yep.
So, very disheartening. It's very disheartening, man. Just is. So, we'll see.
Hit the like button if you're tuning in. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line around here. We're presented by Underdog. Use promo code Asman. Get your picks in. We got 3 NFL games today, and we have bowl games. And then tomorrow, a full slate of NFL action, including Jets-Bills. Promo code Asman to take advantage and get that deposit match up to $1,000. All memberships gifted go towards our next raffle. Ed, how about this? A replica Super Bowl III Joe Willie Namath ring is our grand prize. We also have the Wayne Corbett rookie card, the throwback Aaron Rodgers Jet jersey, a $50 gift card to Copper John's Beard Company, items from the Jake Asman merch store, like this beanie right here, and many other things we're giving away. So we're going to do the raffle, I believe, during one of the Monday streams. So you have until then to either send a $20 super chat or gift a channel membership for your chance to win. Let's talk about the fact that for now 2 straight home games, the New York Jets have not shown you once on the jumbotron with Scott and Jetman, the other two diehards who lead this Jet chant now for years. You were telling me off air that you got some word previously before the game that they were not going to show you. So break down what the latest is. Have you been given a specific reason by anyone associated with the Jets why they have not shown their most famous fan at home games on the screen, the lead? The one thing this franchise has, the Jet chant.
Nah, it was just hearsay, Didn't get any direct knowledge, but just hearsay, and it was, it was factual. So it is what it is. Listen, we're 4-11. Really what it came down to, I just wanted for me on my social media, I just wanted to let them know I was at the game. That's it. There was a miscommunication as far as them not showing me for a second straight game. I don't really give a shit. Honestly, I want to win, and we're 4-11. That's the bottom line. We're 4-11, and it's a disaster all the way around. The biggest thing that my concern with when I said something was because I just want to make sure they keep the Jet chant, because it's we have two things. We have the Super Bowl, Super Bowl III, and we have the Jet chant, the original chant. Now you're seeing the Eagles, the Ravens, what do you read? Original. What do you original Jet chant? What do you original chant? And I want to see that go as long as I'm alive and long when I'm gone. I just want to see that continue because the fans and the kids and that, they enjoy it. And, you want to see that for the fan base, because Lord knows we don't have a lot. And I just feel like they're going away from it. I just do. And they better come up with a plan.
But they're not showing you, but they're showing the two other guys.
They are. They showed Scotty and Jetman. I think they showed them once in the opening kickoff. I don't even know if they showed them after the one touchdown. I don't think they did. But I could be wrong. Somebody might have been there, and I don't know. It is what it is. It was cold. It was cold, very cold, and we moved the ball up and down the field. It was crazy. That's another whole story with Garrett Wilson and Rodgers. Rodgers to me is trying to force that 500 touchdown to Devontae.
Felt that way in this most recent game.
Well, I would agree with that. And there's a part I understand it because he has an allegiance and they've been together. But at the same token, but when I hear, they didn't win and you hear Garrett, but, there's two sides. Listen, Garrett's a very competitive guy. I love him. You can't get enough of Garrett Wilson. But at the same token, there's a time and a place, man. Just like it is a time and a place for me with, the Jet chant and all of that shit. We're 4-11. It's the same thing with Garrett. Just you're getting plenty of touches. You see what's happening. Don't get all pissed off at that. It doesn't make him look good. It just doesn't. It does not make him look good to a lot of the fans. Like, just you got plenty of touches. You're going to be the star of the team. The problem is he's getting disgusted. Jake, it's evident these young guys are disgusted. The losing just wears on them.
Oh, it's destroying them.
It's wearing on them. It's wearing on everybody. And then when you have the owner doing what he did, this is why I'm saying, because it's a trickle effect. Jake, they're paying attention. You think they're not paying attention like we are? Oh, it's just all about just football. No, they listen. They see what their family, they go home and go, we read this article. What is that? Like, they got to answer to their families and their friends. I know they're ball players and we look at them just at ball players, but they live, they have lives. So, it's very embarrassing for them, just like it is for us. This is why I want it addressed. Why isn't it addressed? Why are we waiting? What are we waiting for?
They're not going to address it, Ed. They're just not. They're going to try and let it just fizzle out. The team sucks. They're 4-11.
Not fizzling out, Jake.
But the only way, like, what I mean by fizzling out is they're not going to say anything publicly about it because then it brings more attention to it. So they're looking at it like all we could do is just try and get the GM and coach hire right. That's it. Like what's Woody going to say that's going to change the perception that he's one of the worst owners in sports? There's nothing he could say.
Well, you know what I would do, whether it was right or wrong, I would at least give my fan base some confidence in the fact that I'm legitimately trying. And, you know, despite what's happened and what's been reported, I would like the fan base to know that I am going to do everything I can to have the right GM and the right head coach and have the football operations to be as successful as they possibly could be. How about something like that? Why are we continuously waiting on all of that? That's what's bothering me. That's what's making me more nuts, because I just don't understand it. He owes it to the fan base. He owes it to everyone. He owes everyone that loves the Jets, because all we're doing is listening to other fan bases laughing at us. Let's be real here. If I'm wrong, just tell me I'm wrong, Jake.
Oh, I mean,
just tell me I'm wrong.
Of course, fan bases are laughing at them. I don't know what Woody could say that would change anything. I mean,
That's what I said.
But
I just told you.
So like John Mara said this to a Giant fan. I'll show you because he responded to a letter from a you saw this? Like Woody could say this. He like I'll pull it up on the screen here for people to take a look. Like someone wrote to Woody Johnson here, just basically saying how disgusted they are with the Jet season. Like John Mara responded to a fan this week saying, I have your letter. There's nothing I can say to make you feel better about our team this season or in recent years. There's no excuses. Our record is what it is, and nobody feels worse about it than I do. All I can do is promise that we will do whatever we have in the offseason to put a team on the field in 2025 they can once again be proud of. We appreciate very much your many years of loyal support. All the best to you and your family. You can say something like that.
Exactly.
That's about it. But like,
yeah, but that's okay. But that's what you're supposed to do.
Would that matter to you?
That's what you're supposed to do.
This just to me wouldn't make me feel any better as a Jet fan. Is my point.
Listen,
you know what makes me feel better? Hiring Mike Vrabel, getting a real coach here.
I understand all of that. I'm just saying that there should be. You want to feel like you're in good hands. You want to feel like you're in good hands right now. Do you feel like you're in good hands? Do you feel like you don't feel like it's chaotic right now?
Of course it is
chaotic.
I do, but I also look at it like it's over. Like this regime they're going to have a new GM and a new coach, and it's done.
I know, and that's the scary part,
right? But it's also the only way it gets better now. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing Woody could say that's going to make me feel better or give me confidence going forward. I don't think any Knick fan was confident in James Dolan when Leon Rose was hired. He just finally got that right, and then he hired Tom Thibodeau. Or I don't know if any Lion fan was necessarily confident when Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell were hired. Yeah. I just feel like it truly comes down to the next GM or the next coach. Like, say whatever you want about Woody, but Joe Douglas got 5 years before we heard a word about any meddling. And he missed. He got to make every move. Rex Ryan, I thought, said it best last week on the radio. He's like, these guys got everything they wanted, and now they have the audacity to complain that they didn't have a chance to do their jobs. Like, I'm just not buying.
I agree with that. I do agree with that. My point is that the meddling, and I have in the back of my mind that he's going to release Aaron Rodgers without a new GM.
Well, I'll tell you what, if that happens,
that makes me more nuttier thinking about that, because why would I not think that way when I'm hearing reporters saying that Woody Johnson really doesn't want to keep Aaron Rodgers? I mean, we heard it on your show just now. You just put a highlight. So I'm worked up over all of that because it just keeps going. And I'm saying, where does it end? This guy's going to make decisions now on the quarterback position?
Well, if he's released before a new GM and coach is hired, obviously that changes everything. I don't think that's going to happen. Also, let's bring up the fact that athletic story said originally, the Rodgers might not ever play for the Jets again. He might be cut. He might be released. Remember that. That was in one of them. And that hasn't happened. So
Right.
I'm not taking the bait on an Athletic article where a lot
Yeah.
of it is coming from people who are disgruntled, trying to come up with reasons why they failed. They sucked. That's the reality. Rex Hogan, so highly respected, he never got another job after he was fired. Oh, Mike LaFleur is doing an amazing job, as Sean McVay calls the plays, for a team that has a Super Bowl winning quarterback already. I'm just sick of it, man. I'm not trying to defend Woody. He's a bad owner. Like, it's clear. The record is the record. But I also don't think him saying anything is going to change it. You know what changes things? Hiring a real head coach. Go get Mike Vrabel. He has said he would take this job. He has said that it just comes down to liking the GM. That's the guy. You want to get this fan base to start believing things might actually go in the right direction? Do exactly what Colin Cowherd said Mike Vrabel would be willing to do.
I talked to Mike Vrabel. Mike said, he said, I would take the Jets job. I just don't know who the GM would be. I'd have to like the GM.
And figure it out. Figure it out.
Hey, listen, I fully understand. I want you to understand why I'm at the point I'm at, because it's not just the Athletic articles. It's the game day experience, watching that every week in and week out and what they've done there. It's the fact that there's statements being made by our press that our owner is now doesn't like Woody Johnson, doesn't like Aaron Rodgers. So these things are all affecting me, because ultimately we're talking about the next GM, the next coach.
100%.
My question is, do they want to even come in here and do that when there's other options out there? That's where my frustration comes in, because we got to let it play out. Jake, I understand. But if it doesn't play out the way we want it to, it's going to be even worse.
Agreed. Well, the greatest coach of the NFL. Yeah, but Belichick wanted this job, So, like, Mike Vrabel's on the record now saying he would basically take the job.
I hope it happens.
But my point is, I think they could get qualified football people. Like, there's not a ton of jobs that are opening around the league. The fact that the Jets also need to hire a GM is beneficial for them. Not too many teams need both coach and GM during this cycle. This year has been a nightmare, but at the same time, we also know the previous people they had in charge weren't good at their job. So Woody could be considered a bad owner, and we also could acknowledge they were never going to win with Robert Saleh and this coaching staff and Joe Douglas and this front office. They had time to turn it around. They failed, and now you hope they could get better people, because it doesn't matter unless that happens. As far as the game day experience, I think it's terrible that they're seemingly phasing you out and the Jet chant. I hope to God they come around and realize that the in-game experience from season ticket holders who are there every week, the building is not as good without that Jet chant being a thing. And I've heard from many people that call into the show, that comment, that are season ticket holders, saying that it's been dead in the building, that the chant has been out of sync. And what you do to bring that energy is valuable. And anyone who doesn't get it or is criticizing you is not going to these games and doesn't realize what actually happens at MetLife with that chant. So that, to me, is a totally separate thing than, like, the football operation. It's just pettiness that, you were critical of the owner like every other fan was this year, and they're going to phase you out. They're going to put the other two guys on the screen, though, but not you. That makes no sense.
I'm fine. Just keep the chant going. Don't worry about me. I'm good. Keep that chant going, and it's a home field. We just want. What do you want when you go to, as a season ticket holder? What do you want to do? You want home field, don't you? Like, when someone invests in a team and they get season tickets, what's the main purpose? You want home field. You want that atmosphere. You want those magical moments when the place erupts and it's loud and crazy and insane, and you want to try to keep the tradition alive, because of all through the years of, we didn't have a lot of great moments, but when we did, we know how special it is, right? And you long for those days. So that's the whole point. The only reason I'm still around is because I long for those days. I long for the 1998 playoff game. I long for the 2002 playoff game. We haven't had a home playoff game in 22 years. I long for those moments, because I know how electric it was, and I know what the Jet fan base is all about. So, you're going to always have the people that haven't been there if they can't afford it or whatever, or you're always going to have opinions, right? And you're always going to have haters. You have your haters. I have plenty of my haters. What my haters doesn't realize is you just inspire me more. You don't make me feel worse. I love your hate. I love your hate. Keep hating. Keep hating. I love it. I love it. It makes me more inspired. Makes me more inspired. That's all it does. Makes me more crazy.
Well, Ed, set the record straight again. You'll be at the final home game, and the Jets seemingly will not show you to lead the Jet champ. But
I'm not worried about that.
People are going to say, "Oh, did Ed quit on the team?" You've been at every game. It's the Jets themselves not showing you on the screen with the other two guys for the chant.
Well, they're still talking about when I stepped away for a couple of years because of these goddamn phones. I mean, that's the reason that happened. That's a whole nother. We've gone over that in nauseum. I mean, it's best. Listen, I just want to see it continue. I ain't getting any younger, and we'll see where it plays out. The big thing is that Scotty and Jet man do a good job, and you want to make sure that the Jets have a pulse on that. Because I just feel like they're going away from it. I do. I really do. I think, and it'll all play out. It'll all play out. Whether I'm there, whether I'm on the screen, I'm not on the screen. I'm going to be at the games because I do enjoy going to the games. I like the atmosphere. I just like it.
Well, you're a fan. You're a diehard fan.
I enjoy going, despite, there's plenty of obstacles that you have to overcome going to a game. It's not easy to go to a game, And, but I love the fans, I love being intertwined with the fans. And, I know how passionate the Jet fans are, man. I love the interaction with the Jet fans at the games. I love it. I can't get enough of it, man. I have a ball, and the kids are great. You put your helmet on the kids, it's always special in those moments, especially when they come back to you, 30, 40 years later, and now they're grown men. They're 40, 45 years old, and they had the helmet on them when they were 10. It's amazing. Just shows how old I've gotten. But, I'm still here. And, we want to win a world championship. Bottom line is we want to win a world championship, And I get on Woody and this ownership and everything because we want a winner. We want to win a world championship. And we demand it. We demand it because we're at the point now where a decade and a half, we haven't had anything. Nothing. Every friggin' December, we're going with a lot of times we're out of it in friggin' Halloween.
It's brutal.
I mean, it's unreal. And to keep watching this, you look at the Steelers and they're complaining about Mike Tomlin. Right? I mean, we could only long for what Mike Tomlin.
I know. I said this yesterday on the radio.
Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah.
You say they're gonna run him out. I'm like, what?
His punishment should be he has to coach the Jets. Run him out of town, please.
I mean, please. We'll take it. We'll take both of them.
Of course. I'd trade the entire Jets draft, and I'd give up Chipotle for life if you told me Mike Tomlin was coach of the Jets. You kidding me? Imagine being good enough where the Steelers losing and they fell to 10-6 on the season. That was the headline. Steelers lose again, drop the 10-6 on the year. 10-6, a record the Jets haven't accomplished in a decade, Ed. That's how disgusting this franchise has been.
It is, and but look at the levels. Like the Steelers are at, an old-time one of the most successful franchises in the NFL, right? And there's a reason. So they demand accountability, and I get it. I don't agree with. I think Tomlin's phenomenal. Who knows? I mean, we're at the bottom. I know that we're at the bottom. We've been at the bottom for a while now. I've said this. They talk about the Detroit Lions. They talk about the Cleveland Browns. That's who we're compared to. The Buffalo Bills. Teams that haven't won. Minnesota Vikings, right? Teams that we won one in '69, but talking about the consistency through the years. Jets don't have their own stadium. All those other teams have their own stadium.
Right.
Cleveland, Buffalo, Detroit, and very good venues, by the way. Well, the Buffaloes is this. Well, that's just a disaster.
But they're getting a new building. They're getting a new stadium.
But you know what? They'll always have the cold. They'll always be in purgatory because they did something bad. They were bad people, so God sent them to Buffalo. That's where you go. You go to Buffalo. When you're a bad person, you go to Buffalo. That's where you go because there's nothing there. There's nothing there. It's brutal and it's freezing, and you're punished. you're punished. Bills
Brutal.
Mafia.
Brutal. I love it.
Punished.
Ed, before you get out of here, perfect timing. Austrian Jet fan with a super chat, and it's related to Fireman Ed Lager here.
Nice.
As I'm from Europe and can't order Ed's beer to support, I'd like to support in a different way. Jake, is it possible I order and give a different U.S. delivery address? You take it for a tailgate or something else. Austrian Jet fan, we can arrange that. I'll get it sent to me, and I'll bring it to the next watch party or event we do, so everyone can be drinking a little Fireman Ed Lager here.
Enjoy.
I love it. Tell people about the charitable cause again, Ed, for Fireman Ed Lager, because you don't make a dime of any of the sales here. You're supporting a fellow Jet fan who obviously is going through a very tough time.
Yep. 100% of the proceeds, Fireman Ed's Lager. It's actually pretty good.
Very good.
There's the QR code there that you click on, and you can donate to John Monhay. John Monhay from Norfolk, Virginia, a loyal Jet fan, him and his family. Military family, Norfolk, Virginia. His father was a career Air Force, serving this country. And John and his siblings, they're wonderful, wonderful. His brothers, wonderful people. And Sammy and Chris, they're great. Will, the father. John Monhay, please. He's battling every day. Every day he's trying to walk again. He's trying to walk. And he wants to be at a game. He wants to walk into Jet Life Stadium. So if you find it in your heart, have a nice Fireman Ed Lager. Bolero Snort in Carlstadt, New Jersey. That's who produces the Fireman Ed beer. 100% of the proceeds goes to John Monhay. I do not take one dime from that. So I appreciate anything anybody could do. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Ed, you're the best. Always appreciate you hopping on. And let's just get through these last two games, man. And hopefully,
let's go, Jake.
Hopefully get the right people running the show.
I hope we get the right people running the show and Woody stays out of it. Please.
That's it. Ed, you're the best. Happy holidays, man. Thank you.
Happy holidays.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Fireman Ed, weekly appearance on the show. And I'll say it. I mean, put Fireman Ed on the screen for the Jet chant. What are we talking about here? Why create another bad PR headline if you're the Jets? Because Ed was critical of the owner. I get it. So is every Jet fan. Ed pays for his seats like every other Jet fan. He's been a part of the fabric of the home game experience for 35 years. You're still putting the other two guys who assist with the chant, Jetman and Scott. Just put Ed up there. He's still going to all the games. It's silly to not put him up there. It's unnecessary. It's just dumb. What are we talking about? Mike D's Nuts super chats. I met Ed at a Jamal signing. Awesome guy. I mean, anyone who's met Ed will tell you he's a great dude. Like this idea that he's a bad guy. I mean, give me a break. Donnie says, Beningo, Asman, Ed, make it happen. Imagine us three on the screen talking Jets. I wouldn't get a word in. I would just sit back and let Joe and Ed do their thing. New Jersey Super Trucker, Fireman Ed as head coach, Jake as the OC. The only job I'd want with the Jets is the director of common sense. Like before major decisions are made, me as a fan and someone who's, I like to think of myself as somewhat media savvy, could basically be like, hey, maybe we don't not show Ed on the screen, that we don't make that decision. Maybe we just don't cause attention and add more drama to a drama-filled season. Director of common sense. New Jersey Super Trucker, where can I get a Jets hard hat like yours? Ed, it's custom. That's how, New Jersey. Austria Jet fan, a raffle ticket with your name. Congrats. And ladies and gentlemen, New Jersey Super Trucker with a 5 spot of channel membership. That's now 5 raffle tickets in the name of New Jersey Super Trucker. It will go into the Bucket of Champions with our biggest raffle we've ever done here. We're going to have over 250 raffle entries. A lot of people want the Joe Willie Namath replica ring. Well, guess what? Someone's going to win it. That and plenty of other prizes as well. So please gift memberships if you want in. And the reason why I also would like some people to give some memberships today is because we're about 37 away from our new emoji. The Robert C. emoji, baby. So if you want this to be added to the Asmaniac arsenal, we're about 37 memberships away. Let's see. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. And I want to shout out The following listeners: Lorenzo Ramos, Johnny Cards, Schnitzel, Pronounce Kevin, Hank G, all receiving channel memberships from NJ Super Trucker. Comments, questions, super chats, they'll cut the line. Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is open. Let's get to your calls coming up right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I need all of you out there to stop what you're doing and sing along.
The only thing better than Alden shoes is Joey D, cause he totally rules. Jake, my brother, I'm high as a kite. I love everybody. Damn, this show is crazy.
Jakey, what's up,
Mr.
buddy?
Bonesy, hello.
Hey, I just want to start off giving a shout out to Dark Knight Steve. We're praying for you, buddy. I haven't really called in, so I haven't gotten to say it, but that's tough, man. We love you, man. And
Absolutely. Please donate to the GoFundMe if you haven't. Thank you to everyone who contributed yesterday. We were raised over $900 yesterday. That has already gone into the GoFundMe. That doesn't include people who donated individually. So I think Asmaniacs in total have probably contributed close to $2,000 to the Dark Knight Steve GoFundMe. It's linked in my description, and I'm going to put it in the live chat right now for people to see it and read the backstory. So once again, thank you to everyone who donated to support Dark Knight Steve and his family. For those who missed it, Dark Knight Steve and his family were involved in a horrible hit-and-run accident on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, man. That's we're praying, man. In my prayers every night. Dark Knight Steve. We prayers up, guys. Man, it's been a long week. I had a couple a pipe burst at work. It was a couldn't even get it above 45 in here, and we just got new units, so we're just dealing with a bunch of stuff here, but everybody's dealing with stuff, that's just life. So, but we're still talking Jets. We're still here. We're still arguing as friends. It's all in fun. I want to go in a different direction about all the people who don't want Rodgers back. And if you guys even have an ounce in you of wanting Garrett Wilson to stay, if you think bringing in a Justin Fields or a Gardner Minshew or a rookie quarterback or any of those type of guys, I mean, you think Garrett's going to want to stay here?
I don't think it's up to him. What's he going to do? He's under contract.
I know,
for 2
but
years.
I'm just saying he's like number 4th or 5th in the league in targets. He's going to eclipse 1,000 yards this week. He'll probably grab at least 1 or 2 more touchdowns before the end of the year. I don't think he's as upset about with getting the ball and that stuff as he is about winning, because he's been winning all his life, and that's what's killing him the most.
I think he's also upset with the offense that Rodgers is behind. So if Rodgers is here next year, Bonesy, they better run a real offensive scheme, or I don't want Rodgers back. I don't want this offense as another year of it. I don't think I don't think you're ever going to win with it.
I think if you asked Garrett personally if he'd want Rodgers back or any of those other quarterbacks, a rookie, Justin Fields, Gardner Minshew, Kirk Cousins, any of these guys, I guarantee he'll want Rodgers to stay. I mean, he's the 4th most targeted wide receiver in the league. How could he be upset? He can't get that upset. It's not like he's not getting looks. I mean, yeah, the last couple of weeks, it has been a little obvious that Rodgers is going to his boy a little too much. I could see where your ass would burn when you're open and you're not getting it because he's looking at his boy. I do feel that. But on the flip side, I think if it was a fresh year and Devontae and Garrett were here the whole year, I think Garrett would be a little happier if we were winning games and he was getting, his stats he has right now. So dude, especially like a Justin Fields or a Gardner Minshew or these guys, like Garrett's going to be furious. He's going to be crying, man. I don't know.
He likes Fields. That was his college quarterback. I don't know about that.
Oh, come on. Fields has never even thrown for more than 2,500 yards in the season. He stinks. He can't throw the ball. He's a running quarterback that if he, God forbid, he hurts his legs, it's over. It's like Fields is like my last guy I'd want.
He's higher on my list than some of the other guys. He's at least young and has upside.
He just isn't a pocket quarterback. He's a running
but what was
quarterback.
Sam Darnold before this year? What was Baker Mayfield the last couple of years before he found a home in Tampa? Like, if you're going to take a chance on one of these quarterbacks, give me the guy who is young and still has potential upside to maybe live up to the first-round pick status he once upon a time had.
Yeah, I mean,
Also,
but Darnold and Mayfield, they're a little more of, they were kind of in college pocket quarterbacks where, I don't know. I'm not a Fields guy. I'm not the running quarterback. God forbid of an injury and it's over. And he hasn't thrown for 2,500 yards in a season before.
well, he's a running quarterback though. That's part of his game.
I think he's had some good weapons over the past couple of years, and he still couldn't really,
I mean, did you see his O-line in Chicago though?
Agreed. But did you see his O-line? Did you see his O-line with Pittsburgh though? Pretty good. He still couldn't throw the ball.
His last year in Chicago, he played 13 games. He was 5-8 as a starter, 16 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Completion percentage was 61.4, 2,500 yards. And then you always got to consider his rushing stats too. So let's just see what he had there.
No, he went over. He could go if he's healthy. He could run the ball. But I'm just saying listen, when he's on the Steelers this year,
yards, 4 more touchdowns. I mean, look, I'm not telling you he's great, but if you brought him in, maybe he's someone that in the right offensive scheme like Darnold, there's a lot of untapped potential there.
Yeah, I just looked at this year more or less with the Steelers.
Rodgers going to be 42 next year, man. If he gets hurt, they're screwed as well. So you can't just say that about Fields.
Yeah, but Rodgers is probably going to, after this season, be our single-season franchise passer yards ever in our history.
That says more about how bad the Jets are in their history at passing than Rodgers.
We're always going to be bad. Our history is who we are.
Agreed. We're always going to be bad, but it's still sad that in a down Aaron Rodgers year, he's going to break our record.
Well, it's also 17 games, though, too.
What?
It's 17 games. And, look, Rodgers might break that record. He might not. Let's also consider the Jets throwing the ball in the red zone significantly more than any other team. Like, the passing numbers are inflated because of the amount of attempts that the Jets pass the ball.
Agreed.
Breece Hall hasn't had one game this year where he's had the ball for 20 carries or more. Not one.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't trust Breece Hall in the goal line anyway. He can't get 1 yard if his life depended on it.
Okay, but ignore the goal line. I'm just saying in general, he has not thrown the ball.
Isn't that on coaching? How do we have coaches that time and time again, Breece doesn't get the tough yards, and on 4th and 1 when we were going for it on our own 30, we don't put Braylon in. Like, what are you doing? Like, Breece has shown he doesn't have that like I'm gonna run you over and get this, tough yard. Put in Braylon. Like, why? That's the type of coaching stuff that just boggles the mind. And Breece isn't healthy on the flip side, and you have the guy trying to. I don't know. The coaching this year is really. I mean, Downing's been much better than what we saw at the beginning of the year, but I don't know. I can't. I still will never be able to wrap my head around going from what we've seen this year from a passing standpoint and just being in control on offense to going backwards again and bringing in a rookie and hoping. The only way it'll work is if we get an offensive coach that's like on that level of, like you see O'Connell, what he's doing with Darnold. Like, if I don't understand why everyone is so sure that they're getting rid of Darnold. Like, Darnold's having.
They're not. Sam Darnold's not going to be available.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is like, how could you guys think? Like, I feel like it's like, all right, JJ's going to either get traded, it happened with San Francisco. Like, they got Purdy, Lance got hurt, he couldn't get the job back, and they traded him, and they just had to eat their. JJ didn't get a chance to show anything, but neither did Trey Lance. So, I don't know. Darnold is not, and besides Darnold, which he would have never came back to New York, I just can't see anybody else either in free agency or the draft coming in and giving us a better offensive year than we've seen this year. And it hasn't even been that good. I think Garrett and Devontae coming back and running it back and being in another year 2 of a Rodgers system, I think that would be the best.
I don't want Rodgers' system, though. I want a modern scheme. And look, you could argue Rodgers is still going to end up being their best quarterback option, but it's not just about that. It's like a new coach and GM coming in wanting to get away from the old regime, and like it's still being Aaron's team. I think only certain veteran coaches would want Aaron. If they hire a first-time coach, I think Rodgers is not here. If they hire Mike Vrabel, I think it's 50-50 Rodgers is here. Like Rich saying it's 10 to 20%. He thinks Rodgers is here. I think it significantly goes up if it's a veteran coach. If it is Mike Vrabel, I think Rodgers, maybe it's 60-40, he's here for one more year. I think that has a real impact on what they do with Aaron.
I agree. People could keep calling me ill and nuts and clueless and whatever, but I'm an eye guy. I go by the eye test. And if you guys could really sit down on your couch and watch our offense every game and think in your heart that next year is going to be better, then I guess we all haven't been watching the same games the last 20 years. I mean, I just even with passing more in the red zone, we're probably doing that because we're always getting stuffed on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1. We can never get any tough yards, so they probably don't even give it a try. And it's like Rodgers doesn't turn the ball over, man. Like,
did you hire Joe Douglas and Hackett? That's what Peter Castro is saying.
I wouldn't hire Hackett, but we don't got to get started on Joe Douglas. He's gone, and I'll forever miss him. But that's look, man. Everybody always gets mad at me about the Joe Douglas stuff. I'm always a big draft guy and a rookie guy. You build your team through the draft. We've never been able to do it. Good teams build through the draft, not free agency. That's not the way you win.
Jay writes and give it up. I would say to Jay, stop calling Mike Vrabel mid. You don't know ball, Jay. All right? Enough of your nonsense. I can't deal with Jay's, Mike Vrabel mid, but then he's swearing by Brian Flores. I take Flores, but Jay, you continue to call Mike Vrabel mid, so I'm going to defend my guy Bonesy here, okay? Bonesy can be delusional, and so can you. So can you, Jay, if you're calling Mike Vrabel mid. So you're both crazy. That's my take.
How is Mike Vrabel mid, though? I mean, he took those Tennessee Titans teams deep into the playoffs. Do you remember? I'm sure we talked about it, but when he did, Vrabel did an offensive. He had a defensive penalty on purpose. That I forget the exact thing that happened. That he saved clock. He's such a. I don't know. I love Vrabel. That's who I want. That's who we need. Give me Vrabel all day, man. He's a veteran coach who's shown he can do it. He could take a team with Ryan Tannehill to the playoffs. I mean, even the year when Derrick Henry went down, they still made their playoff run. Give me Vrabel all day, man. All his offensive coordinators were hired as head coaching jobs. Give me a break. I'll take Vrabel in a heartbeat. But that's all I got, man. I miss you, Jake. I miss everybody.
Bonesy, I miss you as well. And look, the bottom line with Mr. Bonesy is this: he might be crazy, but he's a great guy, a great family man. I love seeing the pictures of you in your Jet sweater with your family. By the way, those are some great photos.
You know how much slack I got for that, because that's on our Christmas card, and everybody's like, "How could you still wear the Jets? Your wife is sending 30 Christmas cards out, and you got a Jets sweater on in your family photos." It's like, amazing. Bro, if you cut my arm, it's green and white coming out, baby. Come on, it don't matter.
Whoa! Oh! Ladies and gentlemen, a bounty has been set on 3 siblings. Jay, we will send him to the hole. He is saying that Mike Vrabel is mid, and of course, Alan writes in, I'm Team Jay. Alan is team whatever the chat is for. He'll do the opposite. So, of course, he writes in Vrabel mid as hell. Jay, look, you got to call in and defend yourself, because I think you're going to be headed to the hole here. All right, I think your day might be over. I'm tired of your Mike Vrabel is mid take. It's enough. Can't do it anymore. Jay.
Hey, Jake, I got to give a shout out to Rob from Poughkeepsie and St. Nick. I was food shopping on I think it was the Monday, before Christmas Eve, so the 23rd. And Rob and his wife stopped me in ShopRite to be like, "Hey, it's Mr. Bonesy from the Jake Asman Show."
No way, really?
Yep. Yep. And then as I was checking out, Saint Nick, he doesn't really call in or anything, but me and him were standing next to each other on the checkout line. He's like, Mr. Bonesy? I'm like, oh shit, Saint Nick. So two in one trip, and then the next day at BJ's again, I was with my wife and kids. So man, dude, Jake, you got me jet famous in Poughkeepsie, man.
That's incredible. You get recognized in public more than I do lately. I've got to
It's just ridiculous in my area too. It's so funny. All the food stores, man.
I love that. Well, Bones, you're the best. Enjoy the day at Alden's. Maybe I'll stop by today. Maybe I'll come by and say hello.
Hey, man,
have my shoes came in yet, by the way?
They have not. Not.
Well, one of these days.
One of these days, I'm getting that. I'm getting that special size for you, brother.
I know. My feet are weird. Rex Ryan. When I talked to Rex on Monday on the radio show, I don't know. I should tell Rex I got some odd shaped feet.
Yeah, he might look at you differently. All right, Jake.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bonesy.
The only thing better than Alden's shoes is sexy Rexy, because he also loves feet. Jake, my brother, I'm high as a kite. I love everybody, and man, these Jets are depressing.
Ladies and gentlemen, Super Chat number 1 to the Send J to the Whole Fund has been submitted. Although, actually, I don't think it counts. I think it was light blue Super Chats or higher. So it's, what, $2 or higher? So FPP, it didn't work. However, I'm going to do a Super Chat on behalf of you, so it counts. This is from FPP to Send J, who is mid to the Whole. It's too many characters. Hold on. Let me delete some words. Here we go. I'm tired of Jay's nonsense. He's dunking on Bonesy for a fair take of, hey, maybe they should bring Rodgers back. He's the best option. But then he's going to call Mike Vrabel mid. I can't take it anymore, Jay. All right? I love you. I respect you. Nobody outpieces the hut quite like Jay. But it has to be done, folks. Super Chat is in. We're 9 away. Ladies and gentlemen, we got some heavy hitters on the line right now. And I will get to the calls coming up. Craig writes in, Jake, are you going to week 18? I want to buy you a beer. I will not be, Craig. I appreciate the gesture, though. My next Jet game will be during the 2025 season. I will not be there. I will be on the radio immediately after the game, though. So tune in on your way home. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get to your calls right now. Joining us on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is none other than the Lane Train.
Hi, how are you? Bruce Hall. That's good. Good morning, Jake.
Hey, Lane. Good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay. I've had better days, but we're just getting started here.
Yeah, I mean, the Jets really have to win tomorrow.
But do they?
Well, I mean, okay. This is what the thing is. I don't know, because Garrett Wilson, I like him actually, but all this white Grable stuff with him. You resign Aaron Rodgers, Garrett Wilson, and CJ Mosley.
I don't think CJ Mosley's going to be a Jet next year. They could save money by releasing him, and he's been hurt. I think his time might be up.
I've been hearing all this news about, JJ McCarthy. Does he go to the Giants? Does he go to the Eagles, or do you sign him for the Jets for going into next year?
Well, you'd have to trade for him. So I don't know if the Eagles would trade for him. I don't think the Giants would. Maybe the Jets would be interested in him.
I saw the Bobby Midnight video on Halloween of you cheering and all the fanatics there. And Jay Graves in the car, actually, driving.
Oh, yeah. We were cheering that night. It was a good night.
Everybody was, was the Snowball there? And the other guy, and also Nick Sign was there. And it was like dancing.
Nick Sign was there.
Yeah, and Carly, it was funny how he said sweet cheeks. Yeah, and like Bobby Midnight and his brother was there. Yeah, that's an old video.
It's from Halloween.
He looks a lot different now, I gotta tell you.
You think Bobby looks different?
Yeah, I'm nervous though. He needs to take care of himself. I heard about last time that, I mean, I don't want anything to happen to him. That's what he said.
He needs to keep losing weight.
Yeah, I know.
Also,
Yeah,
I think you're confusing Carly and the other girl in the video.
yeah. Who was that? Was it somebody else?
Yeah, her name was Sweet Cheeks.
That's a weird name.
I know. A government name too, very odd.
I thought that was Carly for a second. I don't know why.
No, her name is actually Noelle.
Blonde. Yeah, blondes.
Yeah, the blonde girl was Noelle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know why Bobby Midnight never has her on and other people. Surprise. They need more females on this show.
I know they need more of the female demographic on the Bobby Midnight program. I agree.
Anyway, so yeah, so sticking with the Jets and stuff. As much as I like football, I'm just counting down the days for spring training because I can't wait for baseball. So I can be getting anxious. Can it come anytime sooner?
Maybe if you go into a time machine,
Yeah.
you go
I
into
mean,
the future.
I'm very interested to see who the Mets, if they get anybody else. If they stay
I
healthy.
think they're going to re-sign Pete Alonso. I still think he comes back.
Yeah, I don't know about McNeil. I mean, do I really want him to play? Was it third base this year? I don't know. Yeah, I could. I don't know if the Yankees want to sign him, but yeah, I already heard that. Who was traded to the Tigers for a 1-year deal? Yeah, it was
Bobby
who was
Midnight.
that? Who? Oh, it was
Robert
oh,
Woodruff.
Gleyber Torres went to the Tigers for a
Mhm.
1-year deal, and Corbin Burns signed with the Diamondbacks.
He did.
I can't believe the Mets did not pick him up. I thought he was going to go to the Mets and maybe the Yankees. I guess he just didn't want to go. And this whole Japanese pitcher, Suzaki, I don't know. I don't know if he'll go to the Mets. But anyway, staying with the Jets, this whole thing about Hackett, I'm upset about it because they keep saying you want to sign him, you want to sign him. He doesn't want to go. I mean, we'll see what happens in the college game because I was like watching like Rutgers and stuff, and for the was it the Pro Bowl? No, wait, not the Pro Bowl, the College Bowl.
What does Nathaniel Hackett have to do with any of the college games?
Well, because there's a lot of players that I don't know that could be going next year because they look like kids.
Right. I see what you're saying.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know where Hackett is right now. I don't even know who's
He's
going to
still
be.
with the Jets.
Yeah. Why did the Jets get rid of the old coach? Is it because he didn't want to stay?
Which old coach? Robert Scala?
Yeah.
Well, they weren't winning enough. Woody Johnson was very impatient.
Yeah. I don't know if he'll stay as a GM next year. Everybody's saying trade him. Yeah. And then
Trade Woody?
And Bobby Midnight likes his orange hair. He likes to sit in it and he goes, whoa, whoa, when he falls over on it.
Could you believe that Bobby Midnight admitted that he hates Santa Claus?
Yeah, I know. Why is that?
I mean, the audacity of him to say "F you, Santa Claus." I couldn't believe it.
That video I was watching, yeah. The that Christmas video.
Oh yeah.
The amount of profanity in it is just, why do you even let that have curse words in it? They should just bury beep and like just like beep it up, make a clean version. Honestly, I'm not accusing anybody, but really.
Oh yeah.
I know it's funny.
Now, Lane, it's come to my attention that you maybe accidentally blocked Jay Quest and Rick Kent on YouTube.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know why that happened. God, fingers. Oh, sorry about I'll unblock him.
Yeah, maybe unblock them because I'm tired of them spamming the chat asking for them to be unblocked. Maybe they deserve to be blocked. In fact, I would argue Jay Quest definitely did after what he did to Bobby Midnight Shoulder.
Yeah, that whole nonsense on the first thing is just gross. I got to tell you that he was very upset that he put person was like being very inappropriate on his old show. And
Hey,
I
Lane,
agree.
look what I have here. Didn't I send you this?
Oh, that looks familiar. Yeah, I got mine actually. Thank you
Where's
for
yours?
the listen.
Let's put it on together. Let's be twins.
Yeah. Come on, Hat. Where are you? You talking? Oh yeah, here.
Yeah, Hat, where are you?
I actually have another one. I have another green one, but it's like Jets emblem on it. Look,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
Matt.
we're
I look like a
twins.
Smurf right now.
Look at us.
Yeah, I could wear this in the winter. Actually, well, what am I saying?
It is
the
winter.
It
Yeah.
doesn't feel like it though. Feels
I'm
like
gonna wear this today, Lane. You should wear yours all day too.
I'm gonna wear it. Yeah, I need a haircut. Actually, believe it or not.
You look good.
No, I don't. I look like an animal.
An animal.
Yeah.
Who would you say is your spirit animal, Lane?
I would have to say Robert C because he's funny.
Robert C.
Yeah,
We
really
need some
got
more
long.
channel memberships. I have a new emoji for Robert C. I want to add.
Yeah, his face was funny.
Look at this guy.
He has a nice wife though. Yeah, it looks pretty. Oh, looks like you cut it out of a magazine. Yeah. I like how
Maybe I did.
the piece actually. You see how it's like somebody ate his hair over there.
Yeah, it looks
You
like
feel
someone
it?
took a bite out of his hair.
Looks like a wig.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I love my coffee too.
How do you like your coffee?
Creamer.
Creamer in it.
Yeah, creamer in it.
What about little sugar? Sweet and low,
I
Splenda.
put, I put Splenda in it actually.
You're a Splenda guy?
Yeah. And then
I see.
yeah. So are you going I did put in chat, are you going to last Jets game or not?
I am not going to the last Jets game.
Who would want to go? They're not going anywhere. I just
Well, if
put a
anyone has
favorite
extra
guy on my head.
tickets, I'll give them the people who want to use them. Send me your Jet Dolphin tickets, and we'll distribute them to Jet fans who want to go.
Who they they're playing. I can't believe it's almost week 18 already. Wow. Felt like they started like yesterday this season, and now it's like too soon. You know, I'm upset about the Jets. The Giants, I'm not that upset about them because I know they might sign new players next year going into training camp.
They should sign Knoble.
Yeah, right. He's like, I don't know where he is actually.
Is he alive?
Their whole team. I don't know. Yeah, he's probably golfing somewhere right now.
Really?
I'll have to look him up actually where he is right now. That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
And my parents are very happy about the Jets hat that you got me.
Oh, great. I'm glad you like it.
Yeah. Thank you for taking my call. I know you have a lot of people calling. Elia, one more thing also. Go Jets.
Hey, before you
Now
go,
I have
Lane,
to go.
can you give us one of your famous impressions though before you go? Give us your impression of Neil again. I think your Neil is my favorite.
All right. I'll use this as a cigar. Good morning, Jake. Listen, this team is terrible. And honestly, you trade Jeff Urban, it's not going to be good. And honestly, I was talking to my wife about it too. The team, don't sell the whole team. I'm so upset about it. Freaking team. Yeah, and like, okay, Neil. I know how you feel. Jake. I'm not arguing about anything. I was reading an article about it from when number 73 was on the Jets, and he played well. When was the last time the Jets even won a Super Bowl? Honestly, I'm upset about it. They can go on and on and on about who they have next year, but I don't want to say it on air. Yeah, Neil, I know you're upset. All right, but okay. It's only okay. Now let me speak, okay? Tomorrow they gotta win. I mean, you're going into week 18 next week. It doesn't really count. All right, I know you have other callers, but really, okay, that's all. Much of cigars I smoke. Yeah, really.
These goddamn exploding cigars. I gotta go, Jake. I'll call back later. Shit.
Lane, excellent job. That was a spot-on impression. Nailed it. Bravo, Lane. Tremendous. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Lane Train. Hit the Lane Train emoji if you're a channel member. We got more channel members. How about this? 5 spot from David Perlmutter. 5 channel memberships gifted. 5 raffle tickets with David's name going into the bucket for the ring. Also, I got breaking news. We will have not 1, but 2. That's right. I was able to get another one. 2 Super Bowl III replica rings we're raffling away. So if you want another chance at winning not 1, but 2 Super Bowl rings, that will be the first and second place prize in the raffle, which we're either going to do Monday or Tuesday. My schedule this upcoming week is crazy, so I just got to have time to set up the raffle, a.k.a. add 270-something names to the bucket. So 2 Super Bowl rings on the line if you are eligible to win. David, thank you very much for your contribution.
I can't even believe it. I can't even believe it.
All right, here's who got the memberships from David. Stephen B., Eli D., Draft Geek, Thomas, Carreri, and Dodgy Hamstring, all receiving channel memberships. And ladies and gentlemen, Rick Kent has gifted a 5 spot of channel membership.
It's Rick Kent. Do you kids want a Jake Asman gift membership? Yeah! Hold on, then. And away we go.
I don't know why Gator made the Rick Kent video him farting, but that's the video, folks. AB Baby, Kendrick Lamar, Kevin Maldonado, Seconds 8-4, Louis Quintero, and Tyler Muldoon, all receiving channel memberships from the great Rick Kent. There's now 2 rings on the line. 2 rings, a Rodgers jersey, a Wayne Corbett rookie card, the Copper Johns gift card. It's going to be one of the biggest raffles in the history of raffles. That's coming up during the show, either Monday or Tuesday. Ladies and gentlemen, I mentioned heavy hitters being on the line. Let's continue with your calls.
I got my Iron UG. I hope you like my Jets take. You know they call me David T. It's not easy for me to see, but if you bring me full stream, you might like what I had to say. I'll need to get real damn close, cause my vision is dog shit.
Hi, Jake.
Hey, David.
If I have my facts right, on your show the other day, you had gotten the chance to try on my all-time hero and all-around good guy, Joe Namath's championship ring.
Yeah, so I want to make it clear, it's a replica of it, so it's not the actual Joe Namath ring, but it's not like cheap plastic. It's like a legit metal or whatever material it is ring. Like it's a high-quality replica Super Bowl ring. That's correct.
But didn't you say you were somewhere and you got a chance to try on the original ring, or was that a replica?
No, I met Namath at a charity event in 2012, and he had his Super Bowl ring on, and he let me try it on for the picture.
Oh, that is so cool. That is so cool.
Let me see if I can find the photo, but I'll show it on the show if I can find it. It's tough to grab right now, but yeah, it was awesome.
Oh, that'd be great. Now let me get my head together here.
Aye, Captain.
Yes. I would vote for you to be director of Common Sense in a heartbeat, because really, when it comes down to all this, isn't it about common sense? And great first 2 callers, Mr. Bonesy, and he hit me, like with his eye test. I've been doing the eye test for many years.
Oh yeah,
But
one would say you're the best at the eye test, David.
well, I don't know about that. I do the best I can with what I got. And the lane train, one of the all-time classic calls. I think there's going to be a lot more of them to come.
Look, let me tell you, David, I think you're going to have a chance to go on a deep run in March. But if you matched up with the lane train, that's going to be tough. I don't know if anyone's beating Lane in March. We'll find out. It's going to be highly competitive.
Yeah, I don't know. He's the Kansas City Chiefs of Asmaniacs, I guess.
Also, let me just say this real quick. R.I.P. to the great Greg Gumbel, who's obviously a broadcasting icon associated with CBS and the NCAA tournament every year. So I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that. R.I.P. to Greg Gumbel.
Yes, I had heard that yesterday, and yes, really terrific sportscaster, and probably all around good guy.
Absolutely.
So Mr. Bonesy's call, and you struck me. You guys were talking about, Aaron Rodgers and all that kind of stuff, and I'm going to be good with whatever decision is made. The regime comes in and they're going to do what's best for the Jets. They're not going to do what's best for Aaron Rodgers, but if they do part ways or whatever. But what struck me was, and I know Mr. Bonesy's not a Justin Fields guy, but you had said about maybe him coming in, and what struck me was, and I completely forgot, but he was Garrett Wilson's college quarterback. So there is a somewhat of a background and a connection there. So it could be interesting.
It's not the worst idea. I mean, I still think my preference is a coach would want Rodgers back on a pay cut, and you draft someone behind them. I still think Aaron gives them the best chance to be a playoff team next year, compete. But if they move on from Aaron, as long as everyone's on board with that decision, you could do worse than maybe Justin Fields and Tyrod as like your quarterback battle. Like look what the Steelers did with Fields and Russell Wilson. It'd be similar.
Me too. I 100%. I really want. I think it was really neat. Ups and downs with Rodgers this year, and yes, 100%. I would love it. Rodgers for another year yet. We'll have to see what happens.
David, question from Snowball here. He says, "What flight would David take if he wanted to go on vacation?"
Well, I'd have to take the double red eye. Deep. Bang! Cymbal crash. Yeah, that's it. We got to relate. We got to do the eye test thing and relate to the eye situation with everything. So yeah, the double red eye.
David, you're the man. You have a tremendous Saturday. All right.
You too, Jake, and great show. And yes, sir. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the legend himself, David T.
I got my INUG. I hope you like my Jets take. They call me David T. It's not easy for me to see, but if you bring me full stream, you might like what I had to say. I'll need to get real damn close, cause my vision is dog shit.
I'll tell you what. I think the David T intro and the Chiefs fan intro might be my two favorites of all the intros we have for all the callers. They're that good. I love it. I don't know. I don't know if there's any intro we have that's better than those. Incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, how about this that has just come through from Mimosa McNearney, who is a member of the 4% female demographic. And Mimosa, I think you saw the show yesterday. The Curtis Martin autograph trading card that you won in the most recent raffle was officially sent out yesterday, so you should have it sometime next week. So I'm excited for you to get that. I threw in a bunch of extra Asmaniac merch too, some stickers, magnets, mini football. As a giant thank you for your support. And how about this here, folks? 20 memberships. Sound the alarms. Unbelievable. 20, count it, 20 memberships.
Now, give me money. Or I shoot him. And I shoot all you motherfuckers. And then we take it. Your choice, bitches.
It's raining. Oh, it's raining channel memberships. And unlike yesterday's show, I am prepared with my Gustbuster umbrella, which you should go to gustbuster.com and use promo code Jake and get one for yourself discounted, and you'll never need another umbrella. Bob DiMucci, Goody, Adam S., Watchman, A Modern Elder, Jasu the Kel, Pretty Boy FPB, NY Jet 8, Rand, Sammy Kakuki, Cigar Gangster, Bash Chopper, Deladrian, Fight or Flight Eric, Blazin' Marley, Jersey Player, Adam Procaccini, Matthew Granger, Jonathan Fernandez, and ISE, all receiving channel memberships from Mimosa. That is 20 raffle tickets for Mimosa. She has a ton in our upcoming raffle, and that's great news, because if you just missed the announcement, I have not one but two Joe Willie Namath replica Super Bowl championship rings to raffle away. The Wayne Corbett rookie card, the Aaron Rodgers throwback jersey, $50 gift card to Copper John's. And guess what? I'll throw in some items from the merch store, like a beanie of your choice or whatever else you want. A lot of people have wanted hoodies, but you name it, we'll get it sent your way. Comments, questions, super chats will continue to cut the line. There is something I want to play. All right. I believe that Aaron Rodgers' future is going to be decided by who the head coach is, which is why I think if you are on the board, on the side of, hey, I want Rodgers back, you should root for Mike Vrabel to get the job.
Oh, man. You and Brady's good friends, right?
I agree. I happen to agree. Yeah, I like Mike a lot. We talk a good amount during the season. I mean, not really about football at all, just about often how silly this business is. And
I don't know why I didn't play. It did not play. Hold on. When did it cut off there? I had to adjust something, and it didn't work. I don't think we got the whole thing. Ladies and gentlemen, here's what I wanted to play in its entirety.
Oh, man. You and Brady's good friends, right?
I agree. I happen to agree. Yeah, I like Mike a lot. We talk a good amount during the season. I mean, not really about football at all, just about often how silly this business is and some of the just things that get attention. But I like Mike a lot. I've known him for years. Age has been there with some of the conversations at the Derby over the years. He's a really funny guy, and I just like his personality and the way he is. And obviously, he's a great coach. He always has his guys ready to play. They fly around on defense, and they've got to take on his personality, I think.
Yeah, he's an incredible coach.
So, I think depending on who the coach is, increases the odds or decreases the odds of Aaron maybe being the quarterback next year. Ladies and gentlemen, I mentioned heavy hitters being on the line. This guy is certainly a heavy hitter. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
Women.
What's up, Rob?
Jake, how you doing, buddy?
Living the dream, Rob. How are you?
Good. Did you get those pictures I sent you of the Gus Buster umbrella?
You holding the Gus Buster. I told you, today's a good day for it. You need it.
I figured I'd model for your dad there.
I love it. It looks tremendous.
Did you show it?
Let's see if I have it. Yeah, here you go. Here's Rob with his Gus Buster.
That's it. I took it on a nice long walk today, and it weathered time there. Beautiful. Great umbrella. It's constructed really well. Tell your daddy hit a home run with it. I love it. Love it. I figured today was a good day to use it.
Absolutely. I'll be using it in a little bit.
Yeah, you're going to need it. But I'm kind of calling Jake. I haven't spoken to you in a few days, but
Alan's wife.
Yeah, we'll speak about Alan's wife later. I'm kidding. Kind of calling that Frankie V. Oh, my Lord. I almost put my fist through the TV that day, the way he was going. The only saving grace, Jake, was that you were coming after him. I love that you were coming after him. You just were not taking those takes from him. He was like so like the other way, like on everything, on the Raiders being more attractive to the Jets, and Vrabel not having any interest, and Aaron Rodgers not coming back. I mean, he just like really set me off. Oh my God, I was going crazy that day. What the hell is this guy talking about? I mean, bad. It was bad. It was bad. I don't know where you dug up that guy, but
he's been on the show before. I just think he's nuts trying to talk about throwing away 2025.
Exactly. I mean, why do we have to throw away 2025? I don't want to throw it out. I want to at least, you know what, bridge quarterback, and like you said, bridge quarterback with Aaron Rodgers there under hopefully a guy like Vrabel, chances are we're going to at least compete for a wild card and make a little bit of noise. If we go any other route, it's going to be very hard to make the playoffs. I mean, we could be like 8 or 9 wins. It's not impossible if we hire the right guy, but chances are we're probably not going to make the playoffs. And I'm with you. I don't want to throw out 2025. But why do we have to throw out 2025? I don't think it's necessary. You know, we still have this guy there. Let's throw a dart on maybe a guy like Jackson Dart, or anyone else, or if not, then they should go after a defensive tackle like Mason Graham. I wouldn't mind him near Quinnen. I mean, that also I think would be a pretty good pick too. But I just
Rob,
don't know.
can you do me a favor here? Can you just get your phone off Bluetooth? People in the chat are saying your audio is horrendously sounding.
Sorry. Hold on.
Hold on. We'll give you an opportunity to get it fixed, and I'll play this in the meantime.
Sex toys.
Rob? Rob? We can't hear you now. Nope.
Pornhub.
We'll have Rob call back. See if we can get him. Rob, restart your StreamYard, and we'll do our best to bring you back on. Lane Train writes in, how do you feel about the Jets? Bad. I feel worse about the Jets than how Bobby Midnight's toilet felt after his 8th butter stick last night. Bad. That's how I feel. When will I feel good about the Jets? If they hire a real head coach, I'll feel better. Ladies and gentlemen, I just mentioned this guy by name as an intro that I believe is the best of all the Gator intros that have been put together. It is time to say hello to Cheats Fan.
It's Cheats Fan. Guess what? I'm still looking for a job, bitches. It's Cheats Fan. I'm just going to rub my hands together all day. It's Cheats Fan. There's a whole lot of DNA on this couch. Let's hear it for Cheats Fan. Look, it's my dead neighbor that I didn't kill.
God, Gator knows how to fucking edit. Sorry for the language.
To be clear, you actually didn't kill your neighbor, right? That's just
yeah,
Gator being
Gator.
Gator.
Just Gator just being the trolly little bastard that we love him for.
Oh, yeah. Classic Gator. That bastard.
Classic Gator.
I like to call him a rat bastard.
I mean, he's a good person. Like, all the editing, all the stuff, like, all the views you get off of the editing, all the memes, the fake Asman show skit, all that good shit.
Oh, yeah.
I've been busy for the last few days getting some things in order so I could find out where.
Let's get to the bottom of it, Cheats Fan. I want to dive in right away. What have you been getting in order?
Getting stuff in order for next year. I'm trying to visit Chicago for the new year, but it's not going well. So I just decided to get everything in order for February to visit North Carolina for a week again.
Very nice.
Yeah. It's just been tiring because my grandparents are moving into the new home in February. So Like they're moving out of the country and moving back into the city. So you know how moves be. You moved from Houston. But other than that, I've been enjoying life. Stayed up last night. Magic the Gathering locals, Chinese food. Bought some more Chinese food so I can have it for leftovers today. And on a walk back home, I got me some tequila shots from the gas station. They might be your $1.25 a piece, but they're good. And,
So what is your go-to Chinese food order?
It's either the shrimp fried rice or the sweet and sour chicken, bourbon chicken with rice.
I see.
But I've been trying to eat better. So
would you say gas station tequila tastes better than gas station pizza?
I don't know. It's just those cheap shots that they're made from Mexico. So it's cheap Mexican alcohol.
Are you talking about like the nips?
Yeah. Those little bottle things that sell for 95 cents to $1.50 now. They're $1.50 now thanks to inflation.
Sure. Do you have a Venmo, Cheats fan? I'd love to send you some cash to be able to buy some gas station tequila shots.
We'll wait until I get my PayPal back next year.
What about a Zelle?
I mean, I could open one next year. I'm just trying to stay away from all those PayPal apps since
Zelle's pretty easy. Venmo's pretty easy. You'll get the money in about 30 seconds once you set it up.
Okay, perfect. I'll just have it set up with my bank account. The thing is, is Zelle very protective as PayPal? Like,
Zelle is not PayPal; it's separate.
Well, is it like does Zelle have 2FA? Because I set up 2FA on all my accounts.
I don't know what 2FA means.
2FA means for you to log in, you get a text.
Not to my knowledge.
Damn.
I use it through TD Bank.
Okay, because that's what I like to use. I like to set up 2FA so no one can log into any of my accounts or get into any of my accounts. So if I were to say log into Twitch.com to watch a stream, 2FA set up. If I were to log into eBay to make a purchase on my laptop.
You can if you want. The chat is saying you can if you want to do that.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Had a really bad hacking experience in 2016, and ever since then I set up 2FA.
Was that from all the porn you were watching?
No. It was me not being cautious online and me not being smart when I made my first Discord account, and everything went to hell.
Lane writes in he likes Chinese food. Your thoughts?
Really good. Last night, the ladies were nice enough to me. I asked for a thing of shrimp fried rice. I'm like, can you fill this whole container full of shrimp fried rice? Because I've had a shrimp fried rice in about 4 or 5 years. And they're like, just give us $15 and we'll give you $17 to $18 for shrimp fried rice. So I'm like, okay. After tax, I made it out $2 in the green. So it was good. The only issue I had is it's the small shrimps. Like the ones up in the ghetto will give you the giant ones that you see at cocktail parties.
So you're telling me the ghetto has bigger shrimps than where you are now?
Yeah. That's because
I see.
That's because all the soul food and the Chinese joints up there will give you more portions just to get you back in there. Especially during the holidays, if you were to go on and get soul food, oxtails, and collard greens, which I would always go grab from my neighbor, they would give you extra collard greens and oxtails.
Do you know any spots in New York City that have the jumbo shrimps?
I do not.
I figured I'd ask.
I wish. Sometime next year, I want to visit you guys in New York. It's just I'm not going to be able to afford the hotel, and just going to have to find someone to stay with. Because I would love to visit you guys like during the football season, because that's when everything pops off. The food, the grilling, the bullshitting, the drinking, and best of all, the memories.
We'll never forget the memories of Chiefs fan coming to a Jet game next year.
I'll try to, even if it's one of those August games. I'm gonna do my best because I rather visit New York for a football game than Chicago, which my friends want me to do because Bears Stadium is falling apart. They want me to go to a Bears game next year. I'm like, I'd rather go to MetLife because it's nicer, minus the turf, because that's a hellhole. We all know what happened in 2023. We don't want to mention that much. But I'm like, even the Chicago Stadium is not holding up. Like, in the rain, my friend went, and he's like, it's shitty in this stadium. But a lot of people stayed for that game, the whole entire game. My friend was at the Thursday night game.
Cheats fan, it seems like a lot of people are fascinated by your ability to rub your hands together. Can you give a tutorial?
Sure, why not?
Hold on, I'm gonna go full screen here so you can break it down.
Oh, God damn it. Sure, why not? My bad for the language.
Are your hands mic'd up?
No, it's just years as a dishwasher. I just have dry skin. Like, I've been a dishwasher off and on my whole entire life, so my hands are pretty much screwed from the get-go.
How are you as an arsonist? Were you ever rubbing sticks together to?
No. I don't believe in that setting fire stuff at all, because that happened. Like, I don't like bringing this up, but like during middle school year, someone decided to set a fire with a hamster, and ever since then, I'm like, I don't like arsonists. Like, and it was the class hamster too, by the way. I don't know why.
Just wrote in that you're like Ricky Bobby. You're not sure what to do with your hands while on camera.
Oh God, true. Yeah, I just don't like any of that arson and stuff. Like, that's a quick way to kill someone, and killing is evil. But yeah, I've just been busy setting that shit up for North Carolina. Went out yesterday and bought a bunch of these crystal light things since it's the holiday season, and I haven't had a crystal light in about 7 months now because I need to watch my sugar level, but I only bought myself a 10-pack. But I got cherry limeade, one of my favorite drinks that I used to drink a lot growing up. That, other than the stuff that stuff that my friend used to make, was he would mix cherry limeade and limeade together to make it even more sour and sweet. But yeah, other than that, I've been doing good. I'm working on 5 hours of sleep because I stayed up late watching movies with the guys. They decided to watch bootleg Sonic 3, and I'm like, I dipped out because I'm going to go see that today. I don't want that spoiled for me, but we watched Idiocracy. The movie came out in 2006 last night because we start off with a dumb movie always. And, excuse me, and then we voted between us, we wanted to watch Interstellar, and then for the last movie last night to send it off, we know it was past Christmas, but we put on the Jim Carrey Grinch.
Good choice.
So
nice
we
Christmas
were all up. They were up until 5 a.m. their time on the East Coast. I was up till 4 a.m. Central.
So how did you watch the movies together? You hit play all at the same time?
We used Discord to watch it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what's the latest with Denny's? Any possibility of being back there in 2025?
Nah.
I don't know, man. You know what I could really use for lunch right now? An All-American.
True. The thing is, I sort of don't want to go back working at restaurants after what I witnessed over the weekend when I went into Applebee's to pick up my friend's food. Some of the rudest customers that were at Denny's were also screwing up Applebee's. So I'm like, I'm good. That's why another reason why I just like to go into the Chinese takeout place. You go in there, you get your food, you take it out. Like, and in that place, there's no one in there. They don't have that much room to eat. And then you just grab it and go. Like, I used to love diners until I worked at Denny's. I used to love sitting in diners, going to the steak buffet once a week when I would visit my friend in Missouri. And after working at an actual Denny's, I'm like, yeah, I just like going in and getting food. Now, as for fast food, I refuse to work or eat McDonald's, but I would probably, if I had to work at a fast food place, it would probably be Sonic because
The Hedgehog or the fast food restaurant?
fast
Wanna
food
be clear.
restaurant.
Got it.
Excuse me. Acid reflux is bad today. It would be Sonic because I grew up on that stuff, and I wouldn't be the one that brings the food out. I would be one of the ones that just flipping the burgers because I would be the type of person to be like, bring out your food and not get a tip. And I'll be like, okay, that's disrespectful. I just rather do the burger flipping so I don't have that conversation.
What's your favorite burger? Is it the Sonic burger or you like a Big Mac?
Honestly, Baconator. When nothing beats a Wendy's Baconator.
Really?
Yeah. It's either Wendy's Baconator or a homemade smash burger with homemade Big Mac sauce. And I'm not talking about no smash burger like this. I'm talking about paper thin smash burgers that you also put
absolutely.
But like with those paper thin smash burgers, like when you're cooking it, you put the ice cubes around it so it still stays moist. That's
Well,
one
Chiefs
thing
fan,
I
I'll tell you what. All right. I hope you have a wonderful New Year's. All right.
I
figure
will.
out how to sign up for Venmo so I could provide you with some gas station tequila shots. All right, my treat.
I will be doing that in February because I'm going to be switching banks in January. So I will be doing that in February. I am no longer going to be using PNC Bank after the stuff that came out. So I'm just going to switch a bank local in town.
Real quick, Lane writes, and I had Mexican food on Friday for dinner, and it was good.
That's real good. I tend to make my own. I tend to make my own Mexican food down here because the restaurant, like 3-minute walk away from me, fell off. It used to not be so greasy, and now it's just like eating Taco Bell. That's how bad it is. It used to be authentic Mexican food, and it's greasier than Taco Bell, and I do not like that. Like when I have my tacos, I don't want too much grease. I want to be able to enjoy them.
It's Chiefs fan.
Guess what? I'm still looking for a job, bitches.
It's Chiefs fan.
I'm just going to rub my hands together all day.
It's Chiefs fan.
There's a whole lot of DNA on this couch.
Let's hear it for Chiefs fan.
Look, it's my dead neighbor that I didn't kill.
A lot of bases covered there. We're Chiefs fan. Thank you for the call. And I mentioned heavy hitters on the line. Here we go.
He's from the West Coast, the golden blonde beauty. Can't live without him. This guy makes me freaky. Aaron, the quarterback, is everyone's sweetie. If he leaves his girlfriend, he'll be my next beefy. Aaron. Hey, Jake. I will before my original intro, but hey, no problem. You know what I mean? Look, I love Aaron as a quarterback, but I'm not gay. You know what I mean? He's not my boyfriend.
I don't know. There's some people who don't believe you.
Well, no, he's not.
I don't know. It sounds like you guys are dating.
But I do wish I would. Well, I do wish I would have talked to him and met him in person. Guys,
I don't know. This is not
autograph.
This is not helping your case.
Hey, congrats on the sex.
Like I said, he has a girlfriend already.
I don't know.
And again, I'm not gay. I'm straight.
There's nothing wrong with being gay, B-Mac. I'm happy all the time.
Oh, I do want to call in real quick just to say, have you heard of Dan Grazi? I don't know, destroying Rogers again last week, calling him selfish, a con artist, and self-absorbed.
Yeah.
I mean, what you like? Why does he attack someone personal like that?
Rich says, "Be proud."
Oh, well, I am proud. What's your thoughts about him doing that?
I think Dan Graziano hates Aaron Rodgers for reasons that have nothing to do with football.
And then my next thing, Sunday, which wide
Alan
receiver
says that your
has
hat
been-
is written with lice. Is that true?
Oh, who? Oh, who? Wait, who? Alan who? Alan who? I never heard of him. I never heard of that name before. I do. I have heard of another name called Peanut Head. Peanut Head, I know about, but as far as Alan, I don't know who that is. Are you an owl? I'm an owl. Come on, B-Mac coming off the closet here or another. I don't know what that means. IQ 69, probably height. Here you go, Peanut Head, with the insults. Here you go, Peanut Head. B-Mac is a Dumbo. Bobby Daylight. Hey, can you come over to my house and say that to my face? You know what I mean? I bet you wouldn't do that. Rainbow owl emoji. Johnny Cactus Johnny. Okay, Cactus Johnny. That's I mean, I do love rainbows. So. Lane Corner, how do you feel about the Jets? How I feel about the Jets? I think the Jets are not what their record precedes. I think the Jets this year has shown they're a good team, but I think their record can be misleading. They lost like 7 one-score games when they had the lead in the fourth quarter. So I think they're like the 2008 Packers. Like the Packers were 6-10, but they were so much in games that they could have won them. And their record doesn't, they're not as bad as what their record perceives. It's getting hard to insult someone. Went Kent, I don't have, see, there go Went Kent, you know what I mean? No, Went Kent, I'm just gonna, I do like Went Kent a lot. I do. Know what? I think Went Kent is one of my favorites of people on this show. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna get Went Kent a pass. I'm not gonna insult him. It's sorry. Yes, I love The Walking Dead. Come on, man, it's a classic. I love one of my favorite characters is I like Daryl. He's one of my favorite characters. I do like Rick Grimes. You know what I mean? Who else? There's a couple of characters in that show I do like. Dave Bricker for life. Okay, that's fine. I don't have a problem with Dave no more. Me and Dave cleared all. Okay, you know what? Don't ever talk about my mom. All right, Peanut Head. Don't keep my mom's name out your mouth. All right, or me and you, we're gonna have a problem. All right, Peanut Head. Don't go there. All right, because I'm very sensitive for stuff like that. Don't go there, Peanut Head. Yeah, well, look, I'm not, look, I'm not gay. I'm straight. All right. I just, I don't know. There's no wrong with being gay. People could be gay. I don't care. Like we are different. You know. Any more comments? Peanut Head, I will put you in a chokehold and put you to sleep. All right, I would. Yeah, that's you, Peanut Head. Hoping for dear life. Tap out. I will make you tap. I will make Peanut Head tap out. Rick, I love you, man. You are my favorite person. I'm not gonna insult you. You get a pass. Say whatever you want, Rick. You will get a pass because you are the man, Rick.
B-Mac. Look at my TV. B-Mac. I love Aaron Rodgers. Jets. Go Jets.
Another battle between B-Mac and the chat. Nothing like it. Chef Jets, you are up next. Before that, though, is this you? Is this your super chat, Chef Jets? You're up next. What's up, man? I can't hear you, Chef Jets. Where's your mic?
My bad, Jake. How's everything going?
What's up, man? Thanks for calling.
Thank you for having me on. Actually, that was my super chat, and I did make a petition. I can send you the link if you would like to post it in the chat.
I will share it. Absolutely. I think it's silly to not
Definitely.
have Fireman Ed lead the Jet chant. We got many other problems. That's not one that needs to be messed with.
Exactly. We don't have home field advantage anymore since he's been gone. The other people, Jetman has been leading the chant, but there's nothing like Fireman Ed. He's been there my entire life, so I want to keep him up there, keep him going, see him on TV. Last time I seen him was through the Monday night commercial. Ever since then, he's kind of been phased out. So I want to keep him going, man. Keep the man, the myth, the legend going. Actually, I can send
What's that?
I just want to keep Fireman Ed going. I'll send you the link. That's all pretty much I had to say for today. The Jets, I still watch them. I still love them. I still drink beer every Sunday watching them. But it's sad, man. I hope next year is much better. I want to see Aaron Rodgers come back. If not, hopefully we have someone else who can take his spot that's really good.
Now, that'd be nice. Chef Jets, I appreciate you, man. Look, I just get the coaching hire right first. That's so important, no matter who the quarterback is. But there's a petition for Fireman Ed. I'll share it. John wants to know, did the replica ring raffle get announced yet? Not yet. Monday or Tuesday. We might give people another day. I now have two of them, though, John. I guess you're just tuning in. Not one, but two rings. The Rodgers jersey, Corbett rookie card, Copper John's gift card, merch items, all that and more. So there's still time to gift more memberships if you want a chance to win the replica ring. Beast Breaker 666 is up next. Hello, Beast Breaker.
Good morning. There's several things that the New York Jets need to do. One, we need a brand new offensive line, and number two, a defensive line, and three, a new kicker. We are getting slowly embarrassed. I am getting pissed off. It makes me mad. I've been doing this for 27 years, and I said for 27 years, we need to get our heads out of our asses and start waking up and smelling the roses. It's not this fucking difficult to put the team together. When I first seen Salah leave, I was like, the guy wasn't up to par. Not there. His head, not there. Gone. This Jeff Ulbrich guy, I don't know about him. He's not up there. He's not there. He's just, I think it's time to move him down to the defensive department. I think it's time we go get Rex Ryan. Rex is the man. You got to give Rex the ball. Let him control that team. He did it before. Let him do it again. But this time, we're going to be more dangerous, more tougher, more suitable. And when it comes to getting our asses in gear, Rex is going to make sure our asses are in gear. And when it comes time to get on the field, it's called you leave the drama bullshit in the back. When you get up here, you get your ass up here, and you take your ass whooping like a man. You're going to have bumps and bruises. You're going to have bad knees, bad wheels, everything. But when it comes to getting down and dirty, you better bring your fight to the field. Don't bring that drama and all the other bullshit. Leave it in the back. When you come up here, you bring it. Don't stand there and go, I don't know what to do. And that's what half of this team's been doing. They're just going, I don't know what to do. It's like, And I could sense that pissed off passion in my temper. It's like, it's like you want to clench your fucking fist and just go, what are you guys doing? Are you serious? Yo, we don't bring you here to New York to act like an ass. We bring you here so we can give you a shot. I mean, you got 15 papers in New York, and that includes media coverage, and also when you get in the back, you gotta fucking put up with the multimedias like NBC, ABC, and all the other crazy shit. You gotta go through that. And okay, Aaron Rodgers had a very difficult season, but it's just son of a bitch. It's like, I know he's getting old, but you know what? If he wants to take the pay cut, give him a pay cut. Let the man have a pay cut. Let him stick around. If we get Rex Ryan, Rex will operate. He'll give Aaron a little bit of a chance. Also, we need to let this Tyron guy come in a little. I mean, he's young. Okay, I understand that. Let's see what he could do, and let's see what the tools he has to the table. We have great players on the field, but here's the problem with
Breaker 666. Who's Tyron? Tyron Smith?
Yeah, we have. Yeah, that's back up. Well, what do you want? Well, if we want to get rid of him, why don't we just put him in the dump department and just go get another talent? I mean, we have over 100,000 colleges in the United States.
They have Olu Fashanu playing left tackle. They don't need Tyron Smith. He's done.
Well, this is what I look at. We have 100,000 colleges in the United States. Why don't we just look at some of the different colleges? Like, for example, we got Boston College, we got Hofstra, we have Colorado State, we have Illinois, we have Indiana, we got Wisconsin.
You know what time it is. You tried to throw him away, but this man's coming back. Sometimes he's fat or thin. That waistband makes him slim. He's got the fix you need. They call him sexy, Rexy.
Fuck Gruden, he's no Jet. I'm here to crack some skulls. I'll turn these boys to men. This team is stacked with pros. Hire me, you won't break your purse. I'm here to break the curse. They call me sexy, Rexy. Fuck all you naysayers.
Ooh, sexy. Ooh, he's sexy, Rexy, sexy. Ooh, he's sexy, Rexy, sexy. Ooh, he's sexy, Rexy, sexy. Ooh, he's sexy, Rexy.
Calls today have been off the charts. I think Beast Breaker was talking about Tyrod Taylor, maybe. But Tyrod Taylor's not young. He's 36, so he was all over the place there. But I like the passion. Beast Breaker, thanks for the passion, man.
Hey, I'm gonna say this. Starting next year, we need to take $10 billion out, go get a brand new offensive line and a new defensive line and a new kicker, because the kicker looked like he shit the bed and didn't even bother to fix it. So it's like, okay, what we're gonna have to do is go out in the market. We have 100,000 colleges here in the United States. Why don't we do this? Let's go and look around. It's not that hard to take the money out, get that talent, get off our dead asses, and start doing the damn job. Yeah. I like Woody Johnson. I like him, but the man needs to. Hello, Einstein! Wake up! You're 78. Get up and wake up and smell it.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you have 15 papers in that town. Get your head out of your big ass. Wake up and smell the roses once in a while, or get your head out of your ass and drink some coffee. Not hard. It is not difficult. Why don't and also get Rex Ryan.
Yeah.
I like his attitude. I like what he brings to the table. I know we're not gonna get Geno Smith because he's not up to par for me. He pissed me off when long time ago because I seen what I saw. I seen the passion in him. Nah, he wasn't worth a Happy Meal. Sam Darnold, great player, but unfortunately, I don't know. We're not going to get him back. There's no way.
What do you think of Sam Darnold? I know you don't want Darnold, but what about Darnold?
Great player, but unfortunately, I don't see him coming back to New York. Nah, he can't take that kind of pressure. Not like us. We could handle the pressure, but the thing with us is We need to spend $10 billion on talent.
Amen.
And I'm talking brand fresh new talent. We need men with balls of steel. And I'm talking this is the kind of weight
Not
that we
iron,
need.
steel, damn it. Steel.
This is the men we need. We need men from 270 pounds to 300 on the offensive line. On the defensive line, I want a Nate Newton size. Like, I'll give you a hit. Give me Nate Newton, give me Lawrence Taylor, and give me anybody who's big enough from 300 to 330 pounds, because we can dominate that O-line like we did before. We
Let's
had
get
the
11
big guys
Lawrence
before.
Taylors, Beast Breaker. I want 11 Lawrence Taylors on this defense next year. What say you?
11 Lawrence Taylor. Wait. Whoa.
Yeah.
Not too many Lawrence Taylors. I would like to mix it up a little bit. Throw a little Otis Smith in there.
I
Throw a
want
little
11
Victor Green.
Lawrence Taylors. I want 11 of them. I want a guy who plays.
How about we add a little
cocaine?
Wait. How about we add a little Otis Smith, a little Victor Green, a little Aaron Glenn? How about, and also don't forget too, a little Darrell Revis too.
Oh yeah, give me all the.
You
Darrell
have to
Revis.
but here's the difference. We'll put them on the corners. We need the speed on the corners. The speed we keep, but we need the big guys on the defensive line to eat that line up. Like, I'll give you a hint: Dwayne Robinson, Jason Ferguson, John Abraham, those bastards, they ate the lineup, and then when they came to the forefront, they put their asses to the test. And they're gonna do, and this time we need to do it again. And this time, no screwing around. It's called, if you want to earn your paycheck here with the Jets, you're gonna get off your ass and you're gonna take an ass whooping. It doesn't matter, here's the difference. We'll fix you up, we'll get the ice, we'll get the bandages, but here's the deal. You want to earn your keep. Get off your ass. Do the job. Don't stand there like, I don't know. And no more freaking penalties. We are the most penalty team in the NFL, and we're embarrassing. I mean, this is like, Jesus Christ, are you freaking nuts? It drove me crazy. I mean, half the penalties I'm watching, I'm going, are you goddamn kidding me? Are you serious? Holy Jesus, what in the world are these morons doing? Are you freaking nuts? This is why I said it before. I'll say it again. We need big guys. This is what we do with the defensive line. 330 pounds, no less. From 300 to 330. That's what we want. For the corners, I want guys from 225 to 235. This is the speed we need. In the back, I want somebody, and I'm talking someone in the back. In case we have to go far for the ball, we need speed on that back line. Someone between maybe 180, 190. Someone who could do the job. And we need a kicker. I'm talking a John Hall kicker. Someone with a John Hall-like leg, or give me Kevin Butler, or an Adam Vinatieri kind of a guy, or Vanderjagt. Those are the four names that I brought up. We need something like that. I don't want a kicker that's gonna, oops, I forgot. You forgot! You forgot! Were you freaking mental? And you know what I mean by, what are you freaking mental? That's what gets me freaking mad with these people. These people don't understand it, that we bring them here, but they screw up intentional and they do it so stupidly, like, you guys don't get it. You guys got to get it together. I mean, we know, I'm getting sick and tired of 14 years of losing. I don't want to see that anymore. I mean, I remember the last time the Jets had that kind of a losing streak. That was in the 70s. Sure, when Joe Namath started going down and all the other guys, okay, that was understandable because Joe was getting old. Now we have all this fresh talent. What do you do? What do you do? You know what you have to do? You got to get up, get back on your horse, and ride and fight. We don't pay you to sit at home and go, oh, I'm nursing my injury. Bullshit. Bullshit. Nursing your injury, my ass. It's called, how about we just do this? We'll get you the boot. We'll tape you up. But if you have any pain, we'll get you off the field and we'll keep you iced for at least 1 quarter. And then if you're feeling any, but the pain is that excruciating, okay, we'll take you off. But here's the deal. You better stay off your feet for 2 or 3 weeks, and then we'll get you back onto that field. Is that clear? How more clear can I go? Am I not right, Jake?
Beast Breaker, I think you make some salient points.
Fuck! I've been a Jets guy for over 27 years. I've seen the best come and go, from Vintage Vinny, Curtis Martin, Wayne Corbett, Keyshawn Johnson, and the list goes on. Even the great Chad Pennington. That man, I respected him, Chad Pennington. Even Mark Sanchez. But we need to get our heads out of our asses. Take about $10 billion out. We're the most expensive team in the NFL, and we know that. But here's the difference with us: we have all these colleges, but we can sure use them. But here's the big problem: we also need to rely on one thing. If Rodgers wants a pay cut, give the man a pay cut. Give the man a pay cut, and let's go get another quarterback. And so let Rodgers work with him, and then give him the plays, show him what to do, and then when you're out there, at least throw lightning bolts like Rodgers has been doing these last 6-7 games. When he's throwing them lightning bolts, I'm like, he knows what he's doing. See, it's called Rodgers knows this game better than anybody. That's why he's got Lazard. That's why he's also got all the other talent. And Garrett Wilson, I like him, but dude, I understand we're suffering, but we can't be doing the same shit, whining and bitching. That's not going to pay your bills. That's not going to put food on your table. It's going to make you unemployed. We can't have that here. We got to get our heads out of our ass like we did before. I mean, let's look at it. Do you remember the 96 season? 1-15? Garbage. 9-7? That was our start when Parcells came in. 12-4 98. When Parcells took that team, he took that team and wrapped combat right around them, all of them. And he's told that team straight off the bat, now we look like a championship team. 99, okay, sure, we may have had a big downfall. 2000, we rose back up on our feet. But we have to do this now. 2025. This is what I expect. $10 billion, brand new talent, and a new kicker. The other guy, Carlson, no. You got to go, buddy. You can't. I mean, you're young, you're great, but unfortunately, you miss. Your qualities are that's crap. I mean, come on, soccer guys who play soccer could knock a ball from 60 yards and out. I mean, I watched this for years. I mean, Jesus Christ, this is not difficult to do. I understand you're under pressure, but here's the thing to realize: let the pressure go. Don't go.
Happy holidays, my friend. Appreciate the passion.
Hey,
call back.
I'll tell you what. What do you want me to call back?
Every day.
I'll tell you what. You just got yourself a deal. And hey, let's get hey, if I'm gonna be on here, let's put Fireman Ed on here too. Because you know what? I like Fireman Ed's passion. He's got balls of steel just like I do. But we're gonna put this thing together. We're gonna make a loud example for everybody that next year we're gonna make our team from wimps to champs, and we're gonna do it the right way. And if we're gonna do it the right way, spend the money wisely. Don't get shitty talent. Go through the market, look for the talent, see what you like, and then give them an offer you can't refuse.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Now that was a call, folks. Welcome to the tournament, Beast Breaker. Welcome to the tournament. Uno Jets, forget Netflix. Jake, we need a 24-hour show. Let's go, Jets. It's happening. It's happening. More of your calls. Dirty is next. What's up, Dirty?
That was the wildest fucking call I have ever seen in my life.
I think he made some good points.
$10 billion. I mean, that's what we need.
He's right.
If there was a way, if there was just a way to get college players on our team, using the noggin right there. Is it far-fetched to ask? Our special teams coach has been on our team since when? Adam Gase?
Like before Gase.
Yeah, he's been on there every time. Is it far-fetched to think that if they give Ulbrich back the defense, that he could, that, you know, somebody might actually retain him and keep him?
I think they're going to clean house completely on the coaching staff side, but
yeah,
I guess it's possible.
I just think that, yeah, the defense with the shit, and I get that, I understand that, but when he was focused on defense alone, it looked pretty good. You know, once you gave all the responsibilities to him, he couldn't handle it. Obviously, you know what I mean. I don't think that he's cut out to be a head coach, and I get that, but he's going to go somewhere else. He's probably going to kill. You know. As a DC, not as a head coach, obviously, but you know,
Ulbricht's done. I mean, come on. Salah was clearly behind the defense. That's been obvious.
Yeah. How's Gator doing? He's having a lot of fun today. I bet he's got to be having some fun with today's calls.
I'll tell you what. I would be prepared for a lot of fun coming to this channel after the call that you just had to follow up, Dirty.
I can't follow up on that, my friend. I can't bring as much chaos. I can only bring calmness and maybe some logic, but I can't follow that up, dude. That's a very hard call to follow up with the amount of information and $10 billion that we have to bring to the table.
Dirty. I love it, man. Ricky NY is next. What's up, Ricky?
Hey, what's happening, Jake?
How are you, Ricky?
The weather outside is frightful, but this weed is so delightful. And even though the jets blow, we have the Jake Asman show. So, at least there's something for us to look forward to this year.
Well played, Ricky.
Man, that guy's call was all over the place. I think I know what he was getting at. Like, you know, those were the good years, the 98 through the early 2000s, you know, and I want to get back to those winning ways. And I'm pushing all my chips in to the Aaron Glenn sweepstakes. I think that's our first step. And dude, the stuff with Garrett is just crazy to me. Like, you know, first of all, he's not going anywhere. Second of all, you know, I don't think there's some big issue between him and Rodgers. I think it's more the play calling, the game planning, the bad coaching. I mean, you know, I don't blame him for being upset. You go out there, you bust your ass, and you know, you watch your coaches give this game away. And I don't want to retain Ulbrich for anything. Like, I mean, he got, like Curtis Martin used to always say, you never want to come out of the game because you never know who's going in. Well, Jeff Ulbrich came in, he got his shot, and he showed the whole entire world that he is nowhere near ready for a head coaching gig. Like that last game was like a clinic of bad coaching. You know, that's why I always say, like, you know, it can't get any worse, because yes, it can. And you know, I really hope that we get this thing straightened out. I have faith. I'm looking forward to the next regime coming in, and thank God only 2 more games to go. But for those 2 games, go Jets.
Hey, why not? The lowest they could fall is 10. I'm rooting for wins. Let's stick it to Buffalo. Maybe they could send Miami to an under 500 season the last week. I don't know. I'm rooting for wins. They're probably not going to win tomorrow. But I'm going to root for a win. Why not? How we root has no impact anyway. All right, one last call here. And then it's been a show, folks. All right. I'm still very much sleep deprived because I've been getting up at 4 a.m. every day this week. Ladies and gentlemen, let's say hello to...
It's time for another V-Man call. Hopefully he's not on the toilet.
Hey, Jake, what's up?
What's up, V-Man?
Doing nothing, just doing little errands around the house, getting someone's gift ready, doing some baked goods.
Very nice.
Yeah, no, so, man, that call was crazy. I mean, some of those is, like, me, like I said, I'm personally on the Vrabel train. Like, I honestly could care less. Me personally, I'm on the Vrabel train. I respect everybody's opinion. If you want to go with Glenn, that's your opinion. You're right to that opinion. With pertaining to tomorrow's game, I feel you. Like, I wish that we could do more to just stick it to Buffalo in this game. I mean, they've already basically been locked into the 2 seed. It would have been just fun if the Steelers had beaten out the Chiefs so that we could just stick it to them and make it like we cost them the chance at the 1 seed. That would have been more fun.
They still need to win, though, to get the 2 locked in. So they're still playing for that.
Oh, so I guess you could win to hope to spoil them. And then obviously, I don't think we're going to win that game. We'll probably end up winning end of the year against Miami because as bad as the Jets are, do you really trust the Dolphins to probably win in what's going to probably be a cold game, a cold weather game in MetLife? As bad as the Jets are, do you trust Miami at that point?
I don't, especially with Tua now listed as doubtful for tomorrow. They might not even play him. So they might beat the Dolphins. They might.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, no. I agree with you in that it should be up to the coach to decide whether or not he wants Rodgers.
I like the apron, V-Man. Let's focus on that.
Well, yeah, thanks. Yeah, you got this.
It looks tremendous on you.
Yeah.
Ah, there it is. The Puerto Rican flag, of course.
You can read what it says.
Have no fear. The Puerto Rican is here.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, let's see. I gotta say, by the way, is Hector in the chat already harassing me yet?
I don't know. He did send me $100 though last week, so I kind of like Hector now.
Of course you would. Of course. Yeah, no. But like I said, with this coaching thing, the just important thing right now is just let's get the season over with. Let's ace this coaching hire so that we can. Let's ace the coaching and the GM hire so we can finally get to what we all want. A competent, well-run organization that's legitimately competing. But shut up, Alan. Nobody likes you.
You're right. We hate him. He sucks.
Honestly. Yeah, no, but that's what we got to focus on. Getting to winning, getting to a competent football team that can win games in the long run. That is what we need as a Jet. That's what we want as Jets fans. So we all want this competent, well-run organization that's going to be able to put a capable team forward that can win football games.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been a rough year. It's like, there was so much potential. I do feel like with Rodgers, I do feel like I think he's shown somewhat in this last game that he can actually compete. And in the last few games, I think he's shown he still has a little bit left in the tank. I do think with the right staff, the right coach, and like I said, I think this offseason should be more focused not as a retool, because I do think you can probably, like I said, squeak into you can compete for a wild card with the right coach. And I say that with the right coach. And I think that's the way the Jets need to approach this offseason. I'm surprised you haven't asked me what I'm making yet.
I'm not really that interested.
You know? Let me just take this off.
I'm surprised you haven't just interjected what you're making.
Well, no problem. Well, no, I'm just making a traditional Puerto Rican sweet bread rolls called pan de Mallorcas.
There it is.
Yeah, of course. You know, huh. They're actually really good. I've made them before. So, yeah. So, by the way, Jake, how was your holiday season?
It's pretty good. Still going on.
Yeah, actually, my friend actually sent me this. It just sent me this from Fanatics. It's Inside Out, but
Very nice. Nice
yeah,
quality hoodie.
Yeah, I like it because it's not the ones with the the stick-on logo. It's actually sewn on, so
Nice.
it won't deteriorate in the wash so it won't get all cracked looking in the wash.
Alan wants to know if you could make an American burger.
First off, burgers aren't even American. They're from Hamburg. That's why it's called a hamburger. They're German. It's like hot dogs. They're from Frankfurt. That's why they're called Frankfurters. Facts is facts.
Take that, Alan. Owned again, you bum.
But yes, I can cook a hamburger. And yes, I can make a steak. And I can make dishes I can make other dishes besides Puerto Rican food. I just like to make mine because it's connecting with my culture.
Amen.
You got a problem with that? I have every right to do that.
I have no problem with it. I stand by V-Man.
Well, everybody, enjoy the game tomorrow, and I hope you all have a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, V-Man, and let's hope that 2025 is a better year for the Jets and a better year for you. All right?
Mm-hmm. Peace.
V-Man is here. How we feeling?
Hi, the kite.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was going to be our last call, but earlier we had some connection issues with this guy, and he has called back in. And as we always say around here, the show must go on.
Women.
How's the audio now, Jake? Better?
Much better.
Good. Closer to my house, to my Wi-Fi, I guess. But I stand by the V-Man. You know what? Too many people are picking on V-Man and BMAC lately. These poor guys try to call in, give a little take and stuff, and they got to get hammered by the Allens of the world and other people, which is not fair. You know, they add content to the show also like anyone else. They're not disrespectful when they call. You get a cooking show from V-Man when he comes on. You know, doesn't get any better than that, you know. But then you got guys like Frankie V telling you essentially to tank and win like 2 games. So what? You know, just get the quarterback right, and then who knows? 2026, 2027. So we suck the next few years. So what? As long as we get it right. This fan base, Jake, is not going to stand there for the next 2 or 3 years and win 2 or 3 games a year. That's not happening. You're not going to even have a show if that happens, you know, because people are going to get pissed. And I think you know that, you know, that we're not going to sit around here and talk about a team for the next 2 or 3 years winning a few games a year. They're not. They want to see some competitive ball. We don't want to discuss the draft in October, November. We don't. You know, we're fed up. We're tired of it. And I'm sure you think the same way. You don't want to sit there, Jake. You love the Jets. Do you really want to see the Jets be a 2-win team the next couple of years and hope that one of these quarterbacks may be good or may not be good? I don't.
No, I want to win, Rob. I want to win. I'm not throwing away 2025. This team has talent on it. Let's try and win as many games as possible with a real coach.
And you're right what you said, Jake. Jake, even if this guy Frankie V was right and we waited it out, by the time we get to 2026, 2027, all these guys are gone. Brees is not going to be there. Garrett Wilson, unless we lock him up, won't be there. A Sauce will be gone. What are we looking at? So now maybe we finally find a decent quarterback, but we got to find the rest of the players. We have to find the rest of the players to be good too. And then we're starting all over again. Then what are we going to be? And this whole for the next 4 or 5 years of sucking? I don't want it. I don't even want to throw out 2025. I want something at least decent for 2025 to get excited about. It stunk when you stopped the shows when we were going into the city watching the games and stuff. That was a lot of fun. I wanted to do more of it, but you know what? It got cut off. What?
Me too. The team sucked. It's terrible. That's why I have all these jerseys I've been giving away. They were supposed to be raffle prizes at the events, like we were doing at the first couple.
Do you remember that time when they won and stuff like that, and we were all freaking screaming and hugging at it? That was great that day.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I want more of that, Jake. I want more of that. Don't you?
Me too, Rob. Me too.
Okay, that's just my 2 cents. I figured I'd call in, my friend.
Well, Rob, you have a hell of a Saturday, all right?
You too, buddy. Take care. Thank you.
Balloon nuts.
Thank you to Rob for calling in. All right, that's a show. 2.5 hours. God, this channel never stops, baby. It never stops. Thank you to everyone. What a show. Appreciate all the calls. You guys are great. Everyone to get to the membership. We will get your names added for the raffle, which will either be Monday or Tuesday. I'm on ESPN Radio tomorrow for 4 hours, 4 to 8. Then I will do the post-game show on YouTube. So 8 p.m. post-game tomorrow for the Jets-Bills. Then I'm on ESPN Radio where I will be interviewing Rex Ryan Monday from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. And then we'll do a show later that day. I got to talk with Joe B and see if he could do later in the day Monday, because obviously I can't do Joe at 10 if I'm on the radio till 10. So stay tuned for announcements there. I'll post all the info in the Discord for Patreon users to find out first. Thank you again to everyone for your support. You guys are awesome. Before we leave, let me just do a little quick housekeeping here. This needed to be done. I saw this guy pop in. FM is in the house. He goes, thanks, Jake. Great show. Nice try, FM. Your day is over.
Now look what you've done. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the Sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give him another 24 hours to think about it.
See ya, FM. Don't got time for your bull. All right, everyone have a good Saturday. Enjoy the football today. Reminder, post-game tomorrow night, radio at 4, so you can hear my immediate thoughts on the game then. Download the ESPN New York app if you haven't done so already. Everyone have a good day. Go Jets. And I don't know. Hang in there, everyone. Happy holidays. 2024 is a nightmare. It's almost over, though, and we'll convince ourselves next year will be better. At least we hope. Go Jets.